If there is a medical emergency or any safety and/or security concerns, please contact the Portsmouth Public Police Office. For your convenience, the officers are uniformed and located throughout the city. Enjoy the game and go Mavericks! Also a reminder that the Booster Club concession stand is open this evening. Soft drinks, Gino's Pizza, burgers, Chick-fil-A nuggets, Great American Cookies, hot dogs, candy, and popcorn, all over money spent with us at the Booster Club concession stand. Support the athletic organization here in Southside.
Well, a very pleasant good evening. We're here at Southside Jim Rowland Stadium tonight as the Southside Mavericks open their home 2022 season home opener tonight as they take on the Van Buren Pointers. Both teams come in off of a loss last week in rivalry games. Southside losing 42-24 to Northside, while Van Buren fell 27-6 to Alma. I'm Keith Evans, along with Terrell King. We'll be calling the ball game tonight. And Terrell, it's a chance for Southside to maybe to correct some things this week that they didn't do very well last week.
Yeah, we're going to make it happen tonight.
You look at the last week's game, Isaac Gregory had a big game, but what really hurt Southside last week too, I think losing Amari Tucker, he gets injured in pregame warm-ups. It can't get much worse than that. I look at Gregory, and he's that guy that I look at. He played a solid ball game last week, but I think if you not only lost one weapon, but you really lost two weapons, because I think Gregory, you put him in the slot, you put him at running back, he can play almost anywhere, and he's the type of guy that can make some things happen there, and it's a nice change of pace.
The one thing I think helped a lot last week was Harold. Man, when he took off with the ball, he really helped that running game, but we're going to have to catch the ball tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned catching the ball tonight. That was a big key last week. We had a few connections that maybe were just a bit behind the receivers, but we had several drop balls, in fact, catches that should have been made that were right on target that really hurt Southside a lot as far as, moving the sticks, and they'll have to improve that tonight. And we did have a big player last week in Grayson York. He had 2 touchdown catches. He looks like he may be that big play guy that we were hoping we would have, with the loss of Desmond Lopez-Fulbright and Luke White from last year. Someone need to step up. But another young man I think that you're going to see as the season goes on that's going to step up too is Xander Connor. That is a physical nightmare for almost any corner, 6'4".
When he got a hold of that ball last week, it was tough to bring him down. And I'll tell you what, there was some deep balls downfield that, that game, the score on the scoreboard did not reflect how that game was going. And there was a couple of plays in that first half. You're putting the pressure on those Grizzlies.
George Harrell, first start for the Mavs last week. I thought he did a solid job, did a very good job. The offensive line gave him time to throw the ball. Thought he did a solid job of reading his checkoffs and finding an open receiver. He was off just a bit in that ball game, but obviously that's a rivalry game right there. He's probably kind of keyed up in that game, but did a good job there, and then also did a good job of running the football.
Great job running the football. The one thing I did notice last week when he was getting out of the pocket, he'd roll out to the weak side, and it was almost a reception every single time, and it was really great to see that. I think this week, the one thing we work on is timing. We get our timing down, and we should look like a much better ball team.
Defensive side of the ball, it was a game where I think if you gave up the big plays. You can't give up the big plays they gave up last week, but it was also a game where we had a lot of missed tackles. Obviously, a lot of arm tackles that you can't do. You're going to have to make the plays, and I think that'll be a key tonight for Southside. And I know that was probably something that was an emphasis in practice this week was tackling.
It should have been, because we were at the right place at the right time, but we weren't making the plays. We did have some really good stops, though, key times in the ball game.
John Parkinson had a big game for the Mavs, stepped up, made some plays, and also Russell Key.
Yes.
Key had a good game, and I kind of laugh when I say that, too, about Russell Key, because that's your safety. You know, he's the one you're talking about a lot, making a lot of tackles, and you really don't want your safety making a lot of tackles.
No, at least not downfield.
Yeah, and Southside also, I believe, got something last week that, we weren't sure about, but they brought the sophomore Jaden Webb in to punt. That kid's got a cannon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Our kicking game's going to be good with Webb, along with Jackson De La Souce, does a great job of field goals, kicking the ball. And I say this every week, that's a weapon right there, is when you can kick the ball into the end zone, no chance of a big return or anything. And on the other side of the ball, when we received the ball, I thought Isaac Gregory did a great job last week of returning kickoffs.
Well, I think Webb was back there with him a couple times on kickoffs, too. I'd love to see those two guys get going. That's tough to defend right there. That little dynamic duo.
Just about ready for some action here. As both teams come back out on the field, and it's going to be, what's tough too is the fact that you had a rivalry game for both teams last
First
week.
game.
You had that, so that really, I think, makes a difference. I love, and I said this last week, I just love those games to be at the end of the year. That's just when it's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah. I mean, growing up, I actually used to watch that game from the top of my house. I mean, I lived a block away from Northside, and, I mean, we lived for that game.
And both teams really, last week, I thought it was a good ball game. And another thing, now that I think about that, too, another thing we've got to have to work on tonight, we've got to eliminate those flags.
Absolutely. I mean, that almost made it hard to watch last week. And they were throwing it from both sides. I mean, you can't say it was unfair, but.
Well, and what was interesting about that, too, when the teams went in at halftime, we'll see how this goes tonight, because it got muggy out there as after the rain. It was really nice all day, and then after the rain, the sunshine, it kind of got muggy. And, the teams really settled down at halftime and then came back out, and you had a lot of cramps there in the second half.
Yes, yeah. Coaches having to run out there and pull those legs straight up in the sky, Hopefully they got that all out of their system.
Southside won the toss. They deferred to the second half as Southside will kick off to the Van Buren Pointers. Kind of renewing a old 7A rivalry here. I remember going over to Van Buren one year. I believe it was Southside's last state championship. Southside down the whole ball game, comes back and wins it in the last 3 minutes of the ball game. Really kind of propelled those guys for the rest of the season. Here's the kickoff. It's going to go in the end zone. It'll be a touchback as Van Buren will start the opening drive on their 20-yard line. And I've been told they're going to start a sophomore quarterback.
Good.
Yeah, and Van Buren's really, Southside's had a lot of injuries, but Van Buren had 5 starters out last week, so that makes a difference. So their quarterback will be Elijah Johnson. Will be the quarterback. Looks like they're going to go with a one-back offense. 3 receivers set to the wide side of the field. Just about ready for some football. As Johnson calls out signals, pistol formation, wants to throw the ball, throws the ball's going to be complete to his receiver, who gets across the 40-yard line up to the 42-yard line. That's Andrew Hammond on the catch. Terrell, that's a good safe start right there to just a quick pass out. Southside, that's one thing they've got to work on. They did this last week. They gave too much of a cushion. It's okay, you don't want to get burned deep, but you also, if you give a big cushion, you give that wiggle room. It could be an even bigger play yards after the catch.
It certainly makes the catch easy. A little pitch and catch.
We'll have Cameron Keller in the backfield along with Johnson.
He's a big feller.
Here's a quick out pass going to be complete. He's going to get up to about the 48-yard line where he's going to be knocked out of bounds. That was Keytron Carter over there for the Mavs along with Cassius Wyatt. Ball went to Trenton Cooley. 2 plays and we're getting chunk yardage early.
Yeah, about 2nd and 4 here.
I like what they do too. The the wide side of the field, you have the trip set.
Going to that trip set, yeah.
Because, I mean, take advantage of that. As Johnson wants to throw here, looks down the field, has time to throw, will throw the ball deep down the field, and it's going to be complete. On a good comeback there by Trenton Cooley, comes back to take the ball. The ball was in the air, and I'm not sure if the Southside defender saw where the ball was at. On coverage was Joseph Kincannon.
Yeah, that duck was quacking. It was wanting to be caught.
Here's the first running play of the game for
Good stop
the Hornets.
there.
Yeah, he'll get about, let's give him 2 yards on the play. That was Andrew Reeder making the play, and that was a young man, had a good ball game for the Mavs last week.
Yeah,
Reeder.
He's making big plays.
Be 2nd and 7. This will be the 5th play of the opening drive for Van Buren. Are you a bit surprised they come out with a sophomore quarterback and the ball's in the air?
Going spread on you right away, yeah. I think they might have learned something last week.
Here's a quick out again. He's got it and gets to the outside. We'll get down to about the 19-yard line. Again, that's Trenton Cooley on the catch. Evan Shelby making the play for the Southside defense.
Got us a big 3rd down coming up now.
Well, really, too, with the exception of the long pass, they're just simple passes, just out passes. Let's get the blocking down the field. Van Buren doing a good job of blocking down the field, giving the receiver a chance to get positive yardage.
Those wide pick plays.
And you're exactly right. This is a big 3rd down. It'll be 3rd down and about 4. So bring in the beef as Jacob Gavelis checks in. Play clock runs out. There's your sophomore-itis right there.
Back it up.
Johnson took that last look over at the Van Buren coaching staff, and I think that was it right there.
Yeah, I think he was trying to check out of it, and then he just went ahead and tried to run the play and didn't have any time.
Ball is marked at the 24-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
Big play opportunity here for the Southside defense. Third down, 3rd and 9. Johnson wants to go deep down the field. And
we saw it that time.
And looks
There's
like it's going to be intercepted.
Yes, sir. Here we go.
I believe that was Joseph Kincannon on the interception for the Mavs.
Devin Huggins on the interception for Southside. Mavericks will take over at their own 2-yard line.
Sorry, folks, for having trouble with these numbers. It was pointed out to me that was actually Devin Huggins on the interception. Did a good job, too, though, Terrell, getting back and finding the ball. You know, that was kind of a duck pass right there, too. And I think what Southside's going to see here is it looks like early in the ball game that Elijah Johnson's arm is not going to be beating them deep. So
not what they saw last week.
Coverage.
Yeah,
yes.
That's right. I think if we get in their face out on the edge, we're going to have a lot better chance of having a few more of those in this game.
Mavs will start this drive from their 2-yard line. Here's a handoff up the middle. He's going to fight his way outside. We'll get up to about the 7-yard line.
Those are tough yards right there.
That's Isaac Gregory on the carry. You know, what I like about Isaac Gregory, too, do you ever see anybody really get a direct hit on him?
Never. No, I like the nickname I always liked for him was Shifty. Like as soon as you think you got him, he shifts to the other side of the field.
Harold looks to throw here. He's got time to throw. Throws the ball is going to be complete and going to get a 1st down at about the 15-yard line.
It was a good route.
That was Grayson York on the catch for the Mavs. And a good job by Harold, too. He's let the play develop. They bring it across the middle. York gets open, gets the catch. And I really thought maybe if he could beat that first defender, it's a big play.
I'm impressed with our offensive line. I mean, we're giving him time back there. He's able to see that whole field. I mean, he's looking left, came back to the other side of the field to make that completion.
And how key is it, too, on the offensive line? That first play of the game, you get 5 yards.
Huge, yeah. That's what I mean. It's like we blocking good for the run game. That opens up your passing lane and giving Harold all kinds of time. It's what you need in this one.
Here's an incomplete pass intended for Gregory on just a swing pass. And they'll do a lot with Gregory with that. What I was talking about in pregame, too, Terrell, was the fact that, you know, Gregory, you can put him in the slot, you can play him all over, and if you had that double-headed monster with him and Amari Tucker, it makes him even more effective.
That's right, Keith.
Here's handoff to Gregory. Makes a nice cut back. Will get up to about the 21-yard line as Chase Shivas makes a tackle for the Pointers. Will bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 5 for the Mavs. You know, I laughed too. I was talking to Kobe Branham during the preseason, and he was talking maybe run the ball 75% of the time, and it's just hard to do, isn't it?
Especially when you get behind. I think what we learned in that game last week is that, you know, we got behind, we went to the passing game and started going well, and it's like, looks to me like we're gonna put it on the ground once we get that passing game going.
There's a nice breakaway by Gregory. Gets across.
Here we go.
Cuts it back inside. He's going to be a foot race. Will be tackled at the 37-yard line of Van Buren.
Yes, sir.
That last cut, they got him right. Henson's able to cover some ground there, but what a great job. Really a nice cut by Gregory to get that. Once he got the first down, got into open field, he is tough.
You can't bring him down easy.
Harrell's going to throw the ball, gets it out to Gregory, makes a nice cut back. We'll get to the 35-yard line.
Harrell thought about running. He had a lot of room there. That's what I want to see get going.
Peyton Teixeira makes the play for the Van Buren defense. We'll bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 8. A nice answer by Southside, too, after getting the turnover. Started this drive on their own 2-yard line. This will be the 6th play of their opening drive on the Van Buren 35-yard line.
Yeah, the turnover on the 1-yard line.
That's kind of a good and bad, isn't it? Here's a hand off to Gregory. He's going to pound his way forward. We'll get down to about the 32-yard line. Now, I've had a lot of linemen up here with me, and they tell me that you really want to pound that football if you can, and that's a lineman's dream to be able to do that. And so far, Southside doing a pretty good job of that. Is Joaquin Fox checks into the lineup for the Mavs. We'll spell Gregory for this play. Harrell looks to throw the ball. Will throw the ball down the field. Had an open receiver, but they bring the outside blitz off the corner. He threw the ball maybe just a tad early.
He did. He also got hit a little bit after he let go of that football.
They've been watching some film on Southside.
Yes.
Northside last week came with those corner blitzes, different blitzes. Really kind of confused the Southside offensive line last week, and so far that's what Van Buren's trying.
Yeah, I think they've been watching some film.
In 4th down, 4th and 5 for the Mavs. Harrell wants to throw the ball, throws it complete to Xander Connors inside the 20, fights his way down to about the 15. And that's what I like about Connor. A good job of just finding that open soft spot, but he's a load to bring down.
That's right. Once he gets a hold of that ball, he is an absolute hoss.
And where Southside has the ball out too, they went for it right there, but you're also in field goal range at that point.
You definitely are now. That last one would have been a little iffy.
Here's a nice pass inside to the 10-yard line. Again, that's Xander Connor on the catch.
I love a good old go for it down in that zone, though. It's like you can't punt it.
But you're right, too, though, Terrell. This offensive line has really given George Harrell time to throw the football.
Except for one time he got knocked down on this drive so far. Every other time he's had a lot of time to be watching for that open read.
And doing a great job of reading down to find the open receiver.
And that one to Connor that you just said, that thing was a strike.
Here's a keeper by Harrell up the middle, fights down to the goal line, touchdown Southside.
That's what impresses me about that guy.
They did a lot of quarterback reads last week. That was a big play. They really took advantage of that north side speed last week every time they did that. And
seemed like we got to the red zone, kind of went away from it. At that time, we were in the red zone, took full advantage of it.
And you know the thing about George Harrell, too, he's a basketball player. Actually started a couple of games for Coach Stuart Adams. Here's the extra points up, and it's good. Southside now leads 7-zip. And he was a basketball player. He started a couple of ball games as a sophomore, so he's a really good athlete. And we kind of joked a little bit with him last week. He got stuck in not a good situation last year when he had to come in and play 3 quarters against that North Little Rock defense. But, you kind of learn from that and did a great job on that drive. Just a nice read there to get the touchdown.
Had a week to work on that timing. It's definitely paid off.
You know, you look at the big plays of that drive. That was a 10-play, 98-yard drive. Coach will take that any day of the week. And you look at that. Obviously, the big play was that pass completion to Gregory that got him down inside the 35-yard line, and then on 4th down, the pass to
Connor
Connor got the first down. Then Southside, but give credit, that offensive line did a great job. 4 or 5 yards first down, running the football, set up, run pass option on 2nd down, and
you took the hammer away from them. It's like we get the ball at the half, so can't really ask for it to go much better.
De La Souza will kick off for the Mavs. Here's his kicks, going to go into the end zone for a touchback. I've asked this question, and I tend to kind of agree with it. Do you like it when the ball goes in the end zone, it's an automatic touchback?
Yes and no. I mean, I know it's mainly for safety. I don't know what else I can say about that.
I'm kind of getting the impression maybe you don't like that.
Well, I was always like, take it and go get what you can get, you know. But I also understand trying to keep the heads from banging against each other. So you won't hear me, you know, bash it a whole lot.
Yeah, you probably don't like the mercy rule in
Not a lot.
basketball either, or
Not
any
a lot.
basketball. Here's a quick out pass. It's complete. He's going to get about, looks like about 5 yards on the play. That was Jaden Johnson on the catch.
On the tackle for Southside, number 97,
Cage Cashling making a play for the Southside defense. That's a good job, too. You got your D lineman coming over there making the tackle on the sideline.
On the sideline.
Good hustle play.
That's right.
2nd down, 2nd and 6 for the Pointers. Here comes the blitz. They've got a wide open man. He catches the ball and is going down the field across the midfield, probably to the 4. They're going to spot him right in midfield. That is Peyton Fisher on the catch. Just a missed coverage right there. I think Southside thought they could rattle the young sophomore. And
yeah, as you said, Keith, on that one, it was a blitz. Everybody was going from this side, and he just got it away in time. He didn't this time. Castling back on that one.
Nice play by Cage Cashling. And you've got a pretty good group there. You have Cashling at one end, then you put Parkinson at the other end. You're going to have to double team some of these guys. Somebody's going to have a chance to make some plays. This is what you want to do, too, with a young quarterback. Put him in 2nd long, 2nd and 17. He's not
Take it real long.
He's got time to throw the ball down the field. Has an open receiver.
There's that duck
again. Intercepted. That's Devin Huggins again.
I hope they're not paying attention and they keep doing that.
You know what Huggins has done, too? What's been really nice about both those plays is
he's hiding.
He's making up that coverage there, then making the plays.
He's hiding behind that receiver and then coming up when that ball's a little bit behind. He's reading it real well.
2 early turnovers for Van Buren. Southside will start this drive a little bit better field position. They'll start this drive when they're 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about the safety on this one.
Yeah, this is where you'd like to really just, it'd be nice to have another one of those 10-play drives right here because it's hot out there and you're going to wear it. We saw that last week with Northside. They really kind of wore down the Southside
Keep their defense on the heels and make them work for it.
Southside wants to throw the ball, throws the ball deep down the field for Connor, and looked like there's a little hand checking there. The ball goes incomplete. I love that call, though. You got that one-on-one situation right there. He goes, you get that break. If the ball's there, make it possibly a jump ball right there.
That's right, Keith. Yeah, because you got the matchup.
Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 10. I think a play like that also works off of the ability Southside's had so far being able to run the football on 1st down.
Yeah, but it's definitely opening up for a running game.
Looks like Harold may be changing the play here. Here's an out pass going to be complete at the 27-yard line. Nice pitch and catch right there for the Mavs. That was Will Goodman on the catch.
I like those nice little easy pitch and catch. Get that confidence up, get that timing down.
The play, I will say I do not like, we're kind of talking about likes and dislikes up here, is that where you throw the ball all the way across the field to me, that is the most dangerous pass.
It's dangerous.
Less reward for risk. 2nd down and 7 as Harrell wants to throw the ball, throws the ball, it's going to be incomplete. Had his open receiver, that was Grayson York.
He did a real good job knocking that ball down because it would have been picked.
That has been the one thing that Harrell has to work on, though, is he's got to get his timing down.
It's a little bit behind.
And also, I think another thing, and if I were a coach, is he's got to get a little bit better touch.
Yes. Yeah, he's kind of drilling everything he's throwing. I think that's why he's selling those long passes.
And as soon as we brag on our punter, now we've got Grayson York back in punting the ball. That's a good punt. Going to be a fair catcher.
Let it go.
Take a nice Southside bounce.
Let it go.
They're going down to about the 13-yard line. That was something, too, that last week York made a couple of nice catches back there, returned the ball, and people don't realize how much yardage you save sometimes by making that fair catch.
That's right.
That was a 53-yard punt for Grayson York. This will be the worst field position so far for the Pointers. They'll start this drive on their 13-yard line.
It's been a pretty quick first quarter.
Yeah, compared to last week.
Big time, that's right. I think it's 2 hours before halftime last week, wasn't it?
I think it was 20 minutes before Northside came out on the field. They had some special deal they were going to try to do, and I don't think it worked out for them.
Oh, really?
Here's a keeper, an inside handoff. He's going to get across the 20-yard line. That is Trent Cooley on the carry. Skeetrick Carter runs him out of bounds. He's going to gain 9 on the play. Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 1 for the Pointers. Got 2:44 to go here in the first quarter.
Looks like they put it on the ground when we go that 3-man line.
Yeah, they got Cooley at quarterback. He's kind of doing a wildcat.
Nice.
He's going to be hitting the backfield. That was Reeder back there makes initial contact.
A little bit of laundry on the field.
Now, where that flag is thrown, I would almost have to think it'd be a hold.
That's what it looks like.
Now, this is a tough call for the coaching staff. He lost 3 on the play. I think I take the penalty. Put him back inside.
You almost have to with being 1 yard to pick it up.
Yeah, well, but they got him back at the 19, so it would actually be 3rd and 4.
About 4, right?
So, they may decline it.
Take the down.
Tough call right there. No, they're going to take it.
Now they're walking.
Yeah, he's going to mark it off from the 19. Yeah, you take that one. Yeah, we saw a little bit of a wrinkle there from the Van Buren coaching staff as they brought Trent Cooley in and really trying to run a
little wildcat. That's right. That wildcat's tough to get going, though, if you don't have that jet sweep coming out there in front of him. They jump early.
Got a little bit of movement. Going to be a false start call on the Pointers. The one thing I know that makes coaches' hair either come out or go gray is when you jump off sides on defense.
Don't move until the ball moves.
Especially if it's your nose guard.
Exactly. Nobody can see it better.
He's 2nd down long, 2nd and 18. As Johnson wants to throw the ball. Here comes the heat. They're getting the pressure on him. He's going to run away. He's going to barely get out of the end zone.
Barely got out of the end zone.
Nice coverage by the Southside defense, too, as he's going to be chased down.
Looking like Casling again.
Yeah, Casling, big ball game. That's 3 or 4 plays he's made tonight.
I think it's 3.5 tackles so far.
This is when you don't want to be an offensive coordinator.
No, there's not a good one to call here.
Be 3rd down and 22 on your own half-yard line. He just barely got out of the end zone.
He really did.
Almost a safety right there. Here's an inside
handoff. He didn't that
time. That's going to be a safety. What a great job by the Southside defense.
That's beautiful.
Gage Castling on the play for the Southside defense.
They cannot stop the monster.
Well, so far, I'd say Castling and Devin Huggins on the defensive side of the ball have really lit it up so far in the first quarter.
I mean, you almost got to call that right there a turnover.
And, you know, I think Coach Dameron made a smart move, too, there, going ahead and taking that penalty, moving
Yes,
them back. That
absolutely.
was another good call in that. And then the defense really took over. And that's what I like about this Southside defensive line. And what was kind of funny, talking to some people, they were saying, well, this may be one of the weaknesses of the Southside team. And I'm thinking, how can you even say that?
Right.
You got Castling, you got Parkinson,
They hadn't
you got
been
Reeder, Gage Jones.
Yeah, they hadn't been watching.
And again, Southside should get great field position. Not sure they were ready for a kick from the 20-yard line.
Looked like I got Zimmerman back deep now.
Along with Isaac Gregory. Yeah. I'd keep the ball. If I'm Van Buren, they're watching the film, I'd keep the ball away from Gregory.
You got that right.
Andrew Mendoza will kick.
But if you kick it away from him, you're kicking right to our hands. So
here's the kick. It's going to come down, take a bounce for Van Buren. They'll jump on the ball. So that's what Southside's got to do a better job of, is they're up, guys. Just can't depend on the back guys to make the play. We saw that last week against Northside. They let a ball hit on the ground like that. That ball actually, I don't know if you're a golfer or not, but that was a really sweet
It had some hang time.
Yeah. That looked like a Tiger Woods special right there that had a little backspin on it.
My rule of thumb was always, if you're not going to catch it, don't turn around. Just go block somebody. If you're the up man.
Be first in town for the Mavs at the Southside 45-yard line. Harrell wants to throw, takes the ball deep down the field, tries to get it to Xander Connor. The ball just a bit. No, excuse me, I think that was Zimmerman, intended receiver.
Yep, Carter Zimmerman.
You know, Carter Zimmerman, he's a backup quarterback, but the kids were telling me that he's a very good athlete. And
Very
he's
good.
One of those kids you want to get on the field. And I think as the season progresses, he'll be more like what Kent Carlisle was to the Mavs last year. Just going to have to get used to playing a different position.
I've watched Carter since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. He's always had some speed, always had some moves, and some of the best hands on the field.
Inside handoff to Gregory. He's going to get to about the 49-yard line. Are you a bit surprised Southside really trying to go deep on first down?
I think we're doing it smart. I think we're setting it up right with the short plays, getting in front of them, getting in, in the view of the Van Buren defense, and then trying to beat them over the top, kind of catch them sneaking a peek in the backfield.
Big third down for the Mavs. There's a pass
Oh,
has a
wide
wide
open.
receiver. He's got it. That's Grayson York. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Southside.
What's that, 4 touchdowns in 2 games so far? That man is on fire.
He'll have to change his middle name
Yes.
to the touchdown maker. That was a good pass, too, but good job. It looked like a blown coverage, too, by the pointers as York was wide open.
He was all by himself. He had nothing but green in front of him for about 20 yards.
And he's got that speed, too, as De La Souza comes in and makes the extra point.
I believe
Southside.
De La Souza's still perfect this season, isn't he?
Yes, I don't know that he missed one last year. And funny story about him, I was talking to the coaches in there, and I wanted to find out, I believe it's Coach Brad West is his coach, and I wanted to know, well, who's De La Souza's coach? And he said, I might be. Why do you want to know? I said, I'll tell you what, that young man has improved to where he is probably, as far as I'm concerned, he may be the best kicker in the state.
That's what I love about this team, seeing all the guys you saw last year. I mean, they've grown up. Every one of them turning into playmakers now.
That was a 3-play, 55-yard drive for the Mavs, 51-yard touchdown pass from Harrell to York. Southside now leads at 16 zip. And 2 things I look at on the series for Southside on their touchdowns. You had 4th down play, you make the big play. That was the 3rd and 5. They hit that one on.
Deep. I think the 4th and 5 went for 15, right in the middle of the field.
George Harrell having a solid ball game early. Scored a touchdown and thrown a pass. Here's a kick that may be returnable. It's going to hit at the 5-yard line. He's at the 10. Wants to go across field, and there's look like a block in the back. He gets out over the field, now cuts it back. He's got a chance to go. That is Trenton Cooley, and Cooley will
nice
be run
play.
down. I believe that was your kicker.
I believe that was your kicker playing safety back there. That's correct.
You got good news and bad news on that.
Well, I think he was debating with himself there for a minute. Am I going to have to go chase him down? And he's like, yep. And when he took off, boy, he had his
goes
ears
over there and
pinned
kind
back.
of talks to the sideline.
Yes,
after that.
yeah, he let him know he was there.
And I had to laugh on the play because, you know, Cooley, that was a really nice return.
It really was.
But then the kicker gets you.
Yeah. You think you got it made.
That's what Van Buren really needed right there, was a shot in the arm. A nice return by Trenton Cooley. Here's a handoff, and he's going to go down, going to lose about a yard as the old turf monster gets him. It was Cameron Keller on the carry.
That'll help fix that confidence level.
He's second down,
You got
second
the
and 12.
trips to the field again.
We had it one year. Things were going so bad. We were returning the kickoff, and the kid cut back at midfield, had a chance to go to the house, goes down. You know, it's not good.
Just falls over his own feet.
Yeah.
Those are always tough.
That's the end of the first quarter. Southside leads 16-zip, and what a great job by both sides of the ball, Southside. And really, we talk about defense. You get those 2 turnovers, 2 really nice plays by Devin Huggins, but it's also been the Cage Castling show.
Yes.
Stepping up, making some plays, and was back there to get the guy. Actually put him back on the one, then tackled him in the end zone.
Got him in the end zone. That's right. Very next play.
And a good first quarter for George Harrell, and then Grayson York steps up big again for another long touchdown.
Not sure you can really ask for a better start than that.
You really can't. And you know, Van Buren had a chance there early. They had the momentum, had a really nice drive to start the ball game, and then they get the turnover. And you know, what you always hope will happen on a turnover, you know, you're stuck on your own 2-yard line. Well, we will at least try to get out, get 2 or 3 first downs before we have to get the ball back up. But Southside goes down, scores 7 points. I think that was a very big momentum play.
The 11-play drive, I think, took a whole lot of time off the clock.
I was talking last week, one of the best series I've ever seen in a ball game was when, I don't talk about him too much, but when Brett Bielema was the Razorback coach, they were playing at Tennessee. They took the ball over with about 3 minutes left in the third quarter, ran the ball down the field for about 12 minutes. That was probably the most beautiful football I've ever seen.
People don't like me because that's the type of football I like right there. Boy, Chafee about had him in the backfield.
Here's a pass going to be complete. He's going to have a first down as he gets down to the Southside 20-yard line. That is Peyton Fashear on the catch. Yeah, Chafee just about got there to make it.
I'm telling you, he had his fingertips on him.
Here's the handoff to Fashear. Is going to get maybe a yard on the play.
I believe Chafee made that play. No, it's Cage.
Cage Castling again. Yeah, I think Chafee actually checked out of the ball game.
Did he?
He's second down, second and 9. So far, the Southside defense doing a good job when Van Buren does get to the red zone. Here's going to be a keeper, actually a Wildcat, going to get inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. That is Jacob Cavellis.
Another one of those big third downs coming up.
What I do like about the Van Buren team and the coaching staff, they've done a good job, too, of mixing things up. They've run some Wildcat. They're not just dependent on the sophomore quarterback, and they'll do the same play again. He's hit, and he gets away, and I believe he's going to be close to the first down. They had a chance to get him. They stood him up, but they couldn't get him down.
Yeah, he looked like a bulldozer on that run.
They're going to check in another freshman for the Mavs as Nico Pizzon, sophomore, checks into the ball game. Get a little more size in the middle. Got a flag on the play. Now, if this is a procedure penalty, this really, actually it's 4th down.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get a very good spot on that. Now, if you're Van Buren, what do you do? I think you kick the field goal.
You got to try it. Got to get points.
Either way, if this field goal good or not, that's a victory for the Southside defense. As
I think just go ahead and block it right here.
You know, Jacob Hancock will be the holder. I'll try to get the kicker's number. This will be a 32-yard field goal. Ball is down. Kick is up. And let's see. Kick is good. That was Jacob Vellis on the field goal. But a victory for Southside defense nonetheless. You got the nice kickoff return by Trenton Cooley. And, you know, I'm the type that I like to see the little plays in the game that make a difference. How about the tackle by Jackson De La Souce on the kickoff?
Yeah. I mean, it saved 7. It saved us 4, I guess, in effect.
Mm-hmm.
What I was really glad to see, they didn't get on the board in the first quarter. When they did get on, it's 3 points.
I think that's good to see, too. I'm looking down on the south side sidelines, and there's Colby Branham. He doesn't have a walking boot on. There's a pretty good chance he'll be back from what I'm hearing, first conference game of the season.
We'll need him.
What I like about this offensive line, too, they're big, but they're athletic.
That's right. That's what I'm seeing. They're moving around good.
They've got to have 2 number 18s. That cannot be the same.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. Here's a nice kickoff return for the Mavs.
Ooh, like Carter Zimmerman.
Carter Zimmerman brings it back. Southside special teams are really solid.
Well, like you said, except for those up men. We got to teach them to go get that ball if it's coming right to you, you know. But other than that.
That's the kind you look at and you see that. They're just kind of like they don't want anything to do with
That's
that.
right. I can relate to that. I got to play up man quite a bit.
Mavs will start this drive on their 36-yard line. Opening moments of the second quarter. Here's a low snap, and there's a fumble on the play, and a good job by Gregory getting on the ball.
That's a little scary.
Yeah, you don't want to give him any momentum. You got
not down here on this side of the field.
This kind of a make or break here, I think, for Van Buren right now. Southside goes down and gets points here. And we always talk about right there at the half how important that is. We saw it last week. Southside will get the ball to start the second half. Here's a pass going to be complete to a wide open receiver. That is Grayson York, and gets across midfield, will be tackled by Trenton Cooley at the 48-yard line. And I don't know if they watched the film last week or not. Grayson York has been wide open several times.
Those yards after the catch on that were big, too. He did not want to go down.
Yeah, and he's not a big young man. He's only 5'9", 155.
No, but he's strong.
Here's a quick pass out, going to be complete to Connor. I love that call.
Yep.
They're going to get him down after about 8 yards on the play, but
can you say they got him down?
Well, they didn't get him down. They got him out of bounds, but it's a good, safe call.
That's right.
Get the ball out, and if he can
get his confidence up too. I mean, he had some drops, medium range last week. It's like, get that confidence up because you got to have that guy catching the football.
George Harrell doing a good job of spreading the wealth so far here tonight. Second down, 2nd and 2. Here's a handoff to Gregory. Has a hole off the right side. We'll get inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line.
What a run.
My eyes light up every time I see that because I'm thinking there's going to be some winded guys. There's going to be some winded guys.
Yes, sir. Chasing him around all night. I think about 6 of them touched him on that run. Pretty ball.
Oh, nice throw and catch. I believe that was Will Goodman on the corner.
I believe that's right.
I don't believe Goodman played last week.
I thought I heard his name one time.
He's been a factor so far tonight. That's his second catch of the ball game.
First and goal, Southside.
First and goal for the Mavs at the 10-yard line. Here's a handoff off the left side to Gregory. He cuts it back in.
Nice.
Actually goes back outside. It's going to get to the end zone, but I believe it's going to come back.
Yeah. A little bit of laundry.
The frustrating thing about that call was I think it happened away from the play.
Yeah, oh yeah, it had no impact on that play whatsoever.
That was a great run, though.
Yeah, it really was. It looked like Savoy from last week. Running in like he's going to take it up the middle and popping it out. Running over people.
That's a big play right there. Getting that penalty, that takes 6 off the board. And Southside now will have first and goal from the 21-yard line.
I'd like to think we're going to give it back to Gregory. Give him another dose of that. Run a little bit of clock. Put the press. I mean, running clock right now is what's going to put the pressure on Van Buren just about as much as scoring.
Oh, nice screenplay
yeah.
set up. Yes, that's Gregory, and a good defensive play, though, getting over there.
I think he might have made it back to the original line.
Well, no, he's only got about 3 yards on the play. I believe that was number 98 making the play. Actually, 99, Alex Welburn. It's kind of hard to see those numbers. It'll be second down. But that play was set up well. He just made a nice play, got around the blockers, and was able to make the play, because I thought that might go to the house. A great call.
They had a chance for sure.
Here's a punt fake by Harold, throws to the end zone. Going to be out of bounds. A great catch, though.
Yeah, he caught it.
Just run out of real estate.
They caught it. Or Harold's starting to get a little bit of that touchdown, though.
That was a nice throw.
Yeah. It had a little bit extra heat on it, but
I
not
think
a
that
whole
might have
lot.
been a play, too, Terrell, if you look at it. Maybe if he throws the ball, maybe just a second quicker.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right, Keith.
Yeah, you kind of ran out of real estate on that. But nonetheless, a great catch, pitch and catch. I'm looking over at the, and I'll talk about it here in just a second, on third down, third and goal from the 18-yard line. Harold has time to throw the ball, throws it over the middle, going to be complete, down to the goal line, and Southside.
Now we got a decision.
Oh, I don't think there's any decision here.
I don't either.
I was laughing looking at the student section for Van Buren. If they're not going to get hit by any means. They're all psychedelic over there.
No, you don't have to worry about anybody getting shot by a deer hunter. That's for sure.
Southside going to go to a wildcat formation. Actually, I believe that's Carter Zimmerman who's going to take the snap for the Mavs. Here's a handoff to the running back in the end zone. Touchdown, Southside. That's Isaac Gregory on the touchdown.
I think he might be having fun right now. I'm not sure. But I think he might be.
I kind of got to hang with him a little bit on the sidelines. See, that young man has a good time.
I got to ask you a question though, Keith. You know, now that you brought up the very, very strong colors across the way, do you think we're gonna be blinded in the second half by all that color over there? I mean,
it may be glow in the dark.
yeah, that's true, but I'd like to think they're going to be filing out here pretty quick, like.
Well, that may be too. Nice drive by the Mavs, 6 play, 54 yards, and you know that pass completion down there on third down, third and goal from the 18-yard line really set everything up for the Mavs. And I love that call, though. You bring Zimmerman in, and of course he's a quarterback too, but you bring him in, make it look like a wildcat, hands the ball off, they get the touchdown, and you know, it's kind of a.
I was expecting to see him take off.
Yeah,
with it.
I was too, and it was kind of a decoy play to get Gregory the football. Southside now leads 23-3. Yeah, I feel pretty good if you're in the Mavs, and now we go to that crunch time, 6:31 to go here in the first half. Southside, you know, you kind of look ifs and buts. You look ahead. If Southside gets a stop here, could get some points before the half, get the ball, start the second half, they can pretty much, well, actually, they could put this into a mercy rule.
It'd be getting real close in a hurry because, you know, we're going to end up getting that kickoff after the half. I love deferring. That's like my favorite play in
yeah,
football.
me too.
You know what I mean?
Me too. And it changes the whole thought process.
It can. I mean, it can go against you too, but it can make a big difference sometimes psychologically.
Here's a returnable ball, and he's going to have an open field, and they'll be hitting a nice tackle.
The kicker did not have to get involved in that one.
That was Thurman Cooley. I believe that was Sam Horn in the ball game. Those were the numbers we didn't have. Sam Horn, and gets there and makes the play. Again, this is a big series for both teams. As we just talked about, Southside with a chance to really put a dagger in the ball game if they can get a hold here, while Van Buren trying to stay above water with this drive.
Back to that four-man front for us.
Here's a handoff, and got an open field there on a nice run by Peyton Fisher. Russell Key making the play for the Southside defense.
He had some big plays last week.
That's what I like so far tonight, Terrell, is the fact is we haven't called Key's name like we did last week.
They hadn't had to. That's exactly right.
Here's a quick swing pass out, going to be complete, going to get a nice gain for the first down. Andrew Hammond on the catch for the Pointers. We'll have a first down at the Southside 48-yard line. Van Buren doing a good job of just that quick out, getting the blocks down the field, setting up the play, and then the receiver gets the ball, and then he can just kind of pick his lane.
Seems like they're going back and forth. They're kind of hitting the wide side of the field, and then they'll go back to the short side.
Southside coming with, look like with a blitz here. They want to throw the ball deep down the field. He's got an open receiver. The ball goes out of bounds. Incomplete, intended for. I'm going to try to pronounce this name, Toby Siafinfu. Sorry if his parents were listening out there. I probably butchered that one.
It sounded right to me, Keith. Yeah.
They'll bring up second down, second 10. Now, Southside, look like they're coming a little press coverage here as Carter comes up.
I think you brought that up a little bit earlier, and I think that kind of hurt us in that game last week, is we're kind of giving them just a little bit too much room to work. I like getting right up in their mustache like that.
Well, you don't want to get burned, but you also don't want to give them that open space. So
That's
there's
right.
a completion to Cooley. He's going to have a decent game. Well, there's a good hit over there on the corner at the 44-yard line. Keetrick Carter over there, a nice form tackle.
They gave him a heck of a spot.
I was going to say, I thought it was about the 44-yard line. Y'all struggled last week with those line judges. I never did call the spot till they put it down because they were all over the place.
Afraid you're going to be wrong by 5 yards.
Well, I was. And I got word from the parents that was a fumble last week that we thought was a fumble.
Huh?
So third down, third and 5. Here comes the heat.
Oh.
As they try to set it up, they'll throw the ball out. And a good job by Southside. They try to get the ball to Cameron Keller. Not much there. Southside really had that covered well. I couldn't tell if it was really a screen.
I think they were trying to set up a screen, and then they heard footsteps, and then they felt footsteps.
It was a screen, and then it was a jailbreak.
Yes. Had a lot of pressure in his face in a hurry. Threw their timing all off.
I believe this is number 99, Alex Welburn, kicking for Van Buren. It's kind of hard to read that number.
He put that one out. That you were talking earlier about that kick being a Tiger Woods kick. That right there is one of my drives. A little slice off to the right out of the golf course.
I don't even talk about my golf game. I've been told, and I finally figured it out. I got so bored one night. I was watching how to do a golf swing, and I'm not doing my hips or my shoulders. I'm just trying to shift from left to right like a baseball swing. So
Oh, yeah. Don't try to go play softball after you play some golf.
yeah, folks, you listen to us, you'll get a lot of good information.
Yeah, we may throw a word in there like pronation, big golf words.
Again, Southside first and 10th, 24-yard line. Here's a handoff to Gregory. Has a nice hole off the left side. Will get over 10 yards. That was Peyton Fisher runs him out of bounds. But, well, that offensive line playing great tonight.
They are pushing them in the other direction. I always like to say low man wins, but it looks like even when we get high, we're beating them.
We've only seen pressure one time tonight, and that was off of a blitz.
I think it was like an A-gap stunt. Uh-oh.
That's not a good place to be run back for a touchdown, and that's a big momentum swing as Jacob Gavelis intercepts the ball and runs it back for a touchdown.
Yeah, that's the first mistake I've seen Harold make in this one. He wants it back already. The good news is he's about to get it right back.
Yeah, and the good news is, too, it's still 23-9, so. It's just a tough feeling right there when something like that happens. There's not really a whole lot you can do. And the key right now for Harold, though, is, yeah, that happened. And you tell kids this, whether it be baseball, any sport, if you make an error or something like that happens, that's going to happen. Get over it. Don't let that linger and do it again.
Clean the ball off and go play the next one.
That's what I've always told kids in baseball. If you're human, you're going to make mistakes. If you miss a ground ball or something happens, that's okay, but don't let it get you down to where it affects the rest of your game.
My guy always used to say, clean it off. Clean it off and forget about it.
Well, Southside just needs an answer here, 23-10. Southside's still in good shape. They had a chance there maybe to put the game away.
They were trying to run the ball right there without running it. Mm-hmm. They're trying to throw it and get that ball in our running back's hands.
And, the thing was, too, if he gets the ball over the defender, that's going to be a big
that's
play.
what I mean. He was too open. I think that was one of those plays he was just too open.
If you're Southside, what you need to do here is this. You got 4:44 to go here. Is just take care of the football. Let's work the ball down. We've got plenty of time. Let's get some points. Take it into the half. Maybe get some more points. Get the ball to start the second half. And you're going to feel pretty good about yourself going in.
Ground and pound it. And be smart with those passes.
Actually, I believe that's number 19. I think that's actually Andrea Mendoza, the kicker. These numbers sometimes are hard to read.
I kept thinking when these lights come on, it's going to help lighten it up a little. It really hadn't helped.
There's an onside kick, and let's see, Southside's got it.
Go. Oh, he about had the field to himself.
I love the call, though. If I'm Van Buren.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
Do it when they're not expecting it. I don't know that I like the call, but I'm not going to fault the call.
Yeah, that was Braxton Canada that actually picked the ball up. Did a great job because Van Buren had that covered. That was a nice onside kick, took a nice bounce. He grabs it, and Van Buren basically overran the play. And Southside,
a little over pursuit.
It's a good thing. You question the coaching staff for doing that. It gives Southside great field position, but on the other hand, who expected that?
That's right. Well, I think they felt like they got a freebie on that little pick just a second ago, and trying to make some momentum out of it.
Here's the handoff to Gregory. Has the outside corner. Will get inside the 45 and still didn't go down. Should be about the 38-yard line.
No, they did not get him down.
It's Peyton Fisher's over there to make the tackle for the Pointers. Going to gain 6 on the play. He brings up second down, 2nd and 4.
Only 6 on first down.
And I'm thinking, you think Coach Dameron can keep running the football? Here's a keeper by Harrell. I love the call. It gets inside the 35-yard line down to the 32-yard line.
That's right there is why I think he can keep running the football, because with those two in the backfield running tandem like that, I mean, that's just the most difficult thing to defend for that defense. And they'll get tired of guessing.
First of all, you got to fight off those big linemen.
Yeah. Yes, you can't see through them, so you got to fight them off.
1st and 10 for the Mavs. Here's the handoff to Gregory off the right side. He gets inside the 20-yard line, pops his way down to about the 18-yard line. Terrell, I talked about this earlier when you go back to Arkansas, Tennessee, but is there anything better than watching a team just pound the football? And you look at the holes.
Not when you're the team doing the pounding.
Yeah, when you're the team doing the pounding, but the holes, he's going outside. He's not getting touched 3-4 yards down the field. And then when he goes inside tackle, there's a big hole there. I
think he's doing a good job at hiding behind those big offensive linemen. Those defensive linemen can't find him. There goes Harrell again.
Harrell's going to get about.
I think he got another 6 on first down.
They'll give him 5 on the play. Brings up second down, 2nd and 5. But you can live with that.
Yeah, on first down all day long. I'm a 3-yard and a cloud of dust kind of football fan myself.
Here's a handoff off the left side, cutting it back inside. Gregory going to have a first down, fights his way forward to the end zone. Touchdown, Southside.
Can we call that shifty?
That's shifty.
It looked shifty. I mean, it looked like he was going one way, shift to the other side of the field.
He just doesn't go down.
No, he won't let you bring him down easy.
Yeah, plus is that size, 5'9", 165. I worry about him taking a pounding, but the thing is, like I said earlier, I've not seen anybody square him up yet.
I won't tell you how I know this, but he was taught at a young age, you get sideways in the hole, you try to eliminate as much contact as you can. It makes you slippery. Still perfect.
Nice answer by Southside. That was a 5-play, 45-yard drive for the Mavs, a 15-yard touchdown run on. Kind of hard to describe what Isaac Gregory did on that run, but what a great job by Southside. Lined up, and you can't say this a lot anymore in modern football, but that was 5 plays, 5 running plays.
Running plays, all running plays. I love it. What's crazy to me is all running plays, and we still gave him almost 3 minutes left.
Well, again, I said this last week during the Northside game, this was a critical time for the Mavs to try to run some clock off. Don't let Northside score, then get the ball back. It's the same with Van Buren down 30-10 right here. If Southside can come out and get a couple of big plays on defense, they can get the ball back with great field position and maybe, right the ship from what we saw earlier.
Yeah, start putting the baby to bed.
And I can tell you right now, we're going to be out here before 11:30.
It might be a little bit shorter game this week.
De La Souza will kick off for the Mavs. Here's the kick. Going to be a short kick that will be fielded at the 20-yard line. Gets across the 30 up to the 32-yard line. There was Christian Schultz on the carry. He's a fullback. He'll catch the ball.
Yes.
If there's been one thing, I think, for Southside that I know Coach won't be happy with, it's been the returns tonight. Van Buren has had some really good returns and has set themselves up with nice field position.
As well as we've done on the offensive side on special teams, we've kind of left it to our kicker a little bit on the defensive side.
Get a big series here. Southside, if they could get maybe a quick stop here on first down, they can pin their ears back and really go after the quarterback as Johnson wants to throw the ball. He's got time to throw the ball down the field, has a wide open receiver, and the ball just a bit overthrown for Jacob Hancock. Hancock did a good job. Looked like the defender thought he was going to go out. He went in and was wide open.
Yeah, he missed that read just a little bit and left him wide open.
Brings up second down, 2nd, 10. Now, you got to be careful here. You want to watch out, not see a screen pass. Here's a handoff to Gardner. Going to be hitting the backfield, going to lose 2 yards on the play. Excuse me, that was Cameron Keller on the carry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, early on in the game, we're about a half a step behind. I think we caught up now.
Something I've noticed, too, is I look at Andrew Reeder out there. That young man really has put some weight on.
I think they're trying to run away from him.
Yeah, he wasn't as big last year. And, of course, then there was big old 97 down there making the play for the Mavs.
I know they're trying to run away from him.
Now, Southside playing without Cole Elwanger and Gage Jones tonight. As Southside comes with the pressure, going to hit him in the backfield. That is, guess who?
I think we might have just been talking about him.
Yeah, Cage Castling again. Big play for the Mavs. Southside plenty of time to get some points here.
Yes, sir. Get you a big return right here, too, unless they're actually thinking about going for it.
A little surprised Southside not taking a timeout here. They're going to run that clock as far down as they can, but Southside should have well within probably a minute 15 and 3 timeouts. They still got the offense on the field.
Yeah, I think I'd almost tell our defensive line, wait a second past the snap. Because I don't think they're going to snap.
I like the
one.
onside kick idea, but I don't think I'd go for it
I don't think they're quite that courageous.
Yeah. Southside actually had the return team in as Grayson York was back deep. Well,
I think that's because we guessed right.
Yes. Well,
they're going to.
Yeah, you can do some things, but that definitely is not one that I was thinking of last week when I think it was Scott Frost in Nebraska. 28-17 lead. The guy's barely got a job. He tries an onside kick with an 11-point lead. It pretty much doomed him for the game.
Well, they introduced that game as like almost a must-win for him to keep his job, and then go out there and do that sort of thing.
You know, things aren't good is when they do the post-game interview, and one of the first questions is, "Are you going to resign?"
Yeah, first game.
Yeah, please.
He did look like he might start crying after that.
Well, Nebraska really has not been. It's been a long time since Nebraska with the Turner Gills. And
the Wishbone era?
Yes.
I mean.
And, I think it really started back when the Miami Hurricane became good and everything kind of went to Florida. All the Florida teams were very good, and I think the recruiting wasn't there. And here's a return ball for Grayson York. Cuts it back inside. We'll get a nice return up to the 46-yard line of Van Buren.
He was not going to fair catch that one.
He had one last week, too. I didn't think he was going to fair catch, and I'm glad he did because it was a kid going to try to take his head off if he did.
Yeah, I think we missed a block on this one. He still got 4 yards of it.
Well, the good thing about that, too, we always talk about catch the football, save the 10, but he also gained some yardage on the play.
Yeah, that's right. That's handy with 1:06 to play.
And Southside 106, as you say, 3 timeouts. They can run here if they want to. Here comes a blitz by Van Buren. Here's a pass out going to be complete. That is York. Cuts it back inside. We'll get inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line.
That's what he meant to do on that return. Just a little continuation.
Southside going to hurry the line of scrimmage. Yeah, you're in good shape. I mean, they can run that clock. You've got 3 timeouts. Harrell looks to throw again. We'll throw it again. Just an inside pass going to be complete. He cuts it back inside. Now goes outside. We'll get down to about the 5-yard line again. That's York on the catch.
Whose kid is that? Man, he's good.
And I think we've got a flag on the play. Right when we're having fun.
Well, and compared to last week, I mean, I've been very pleased with the amount of laundry on the field in this half.
I believe that's only the second penalty on the Mavs.
I think it's third. But yeah, well, second on the Mavs, third of the game.
Van Buren had a hold. Van Buren's had 2. They had a hold. And
Yep.
They also had a procedure penalty.
Yep.
Yeah, discussing it with some of the parents, we were talking about the game last week when Northside got 5 downs on, and it did happen.
Oh yeah, it did. That's the beauty of TV, Grizzly TV. You can go back and watch that. You can go back and watch them make the wrong call.
I'm surprised somebody on the south side sidelines didn't notice that, though.
Right. They probably said that about us. How come we didn't run
we got
down
the
there?
best seat. We got the best seat in the house up here. We see everything,
That's
and
right.
we could make all these completions and do this stuff. But
it's amazing what we could do.
I've been down the field watching these kids play, and it's a totally different game when you're down there.
They're giants too. I
Yes.
mean, I was born short and I never grew up, and they all get bigger.
He's second down, 2nd and 10 for the Mavs. Harrell wants to throws the ball over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. Well, the penalty hurt us, but, Southside right here, they got 25 seconds, still got those 3 timeouts. I'm thinking you get 10, 15 yards, De La Souza is in range. He may be in range. I seriously would think I would try a field goal even if they don't gain any yards.
That's right. I'd just like to see 6 keep it. I'd like to see him just pull that ball and take off.
This is the play right here you want to see. Now, they may have a safety on this side, but this is where you'd like to see Xander Connor just put the ball up, let him go get it. Here's a pass that's incomplete, intended for Gregory, off his hands. We'll bring up 4th down, and now let's see what Southside going to do here. Obviously, you're not going to punt the ball.
No. I think they're thinking it may be no man's land right here.
Yeah, they may be. Well, no. Let's see. They're going to check in De La Souza. I like this. Give
I
him a
do
chance.
too. Well, I mean, you need to work on this.
And I'm trying to remember, I think he made one from this distance last year. This is going to be a 48-yard field goal. He's got the leg.
Yeah, he does.
That should be a 47-yard field goal. Ball is down, kick is up. Going to be just a bit short. Actually, the timing was off on it. I think he didn't get a good shot at it. The ball was a high snap.
It's a high snap, yep.
Yeah. The holder, Jackson Davis, did a very good job of getting the ball down, but I think the timing was off just a bit. But I loved going for that. I think that was a good call. Penalty hurt us there, kept us from maybe getting some more points, but Southside gets the ball to start the second half, and unless something fluke happens here, and the ball goes back to the 20-yard line. I don't know if it was me. Did I see a flash of lightning back there?
No, I mean, it's just the lights. I couldn't see anything through all those chartreuse.
Those are lightning
work
rods.
Jerseys over there. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a bunch of workers over there.
You got to think Van Buren probably just going to hand the ball off, go in at halftime trailing.
That's a smart play. It looks like they're going to throw it. Boy, he paid it. He paid for that one.
That's a low percentage play.
Yes. I think they're in Hail Mary mode.
I'm trying to think who that was. I'm trying to get the number over there. Was that Parkinson that got in there and hit him? Yeah, it was Parkinson. Big old 89 off that left end came in, and he hit him pretty good.
Yeah, he did.
Now they're going to run the football. And there's Parkinson. Whew, that's the kind of play I like right there. Is Parkinson comes off that left side. They go away from him to the right side. He's back there making the play.
Yep, picked him up.
And John Parkinson is one of those young men that I think is underrated. I think he's one of these ball players that's kind of flown under the radar so far.
He's been in the right place at the right time a lot tonight.
Southside leads here 30-10. Good first half for the Mavs. They'll get the ball to start the second half. And, you know, you look at the game, Terrell, so far tonight, if games are won on the line, Southside's offensive and defensive lines really have controlled the line of scrimmage.
Dominated. Absolutely dominated.
You know, with the exception of the interception, I thought George Harrell had a very good first half. And, of course, Isaac Gregory making plays all over the field. Grayson York right there making plays for Southside. And what I'd like to see in the second half, too, is Southside come out and make some plays. But I want to see that play where they maybe try to get Connor one-on-one at some point.
Let him go get the jump ball.
Well, folks, we're at the half. Southside leads 30-10. We'll go down here in just a moment. The Southside band preparing to go here in just a moment. Until then, we'll kind of keep it here. You know, the things that we said they had to do different. You know, they got some penalties. Yeah, the penalties did hurt them. But not a lot of penalties like we had last week. I thought the tackling a lot better tonight. Defense, I thought the secondary played well. Huggins, 2 big interceptions in the first half. Let's go down the field for the Southside Marching Band.
The 2022 Maverick Band is led onto the field by drum majors Adolfo Hernandez, Matthew Senathel, and Aiden Boyd.
The 2022 Maverick Band features the music of the King, Elvis Presley. And now, with tradition unsurpassed, this is Southside. Next, the Maverick Band features two pieces from Elvis's live Las Vegas show. Here are Brian Bob and C.C. Ryder. Southside Maverick Band. Special thanks to Red Lobster and Cynthia Johnson for catering tonight's meal for the Maverick Band. We invite all of you to visit the band concession stand immediately following the game for a special post-game performance. Thank you.
Southside High School, Southern Bell. It's tradition. It's their trademark. It's the high kick. The Bells will be performing to a routine to Treasure. The Bells are led by Captain Emma Hunter, Senior Lieutenant Anna Claire Roberts, and Junior Lieutenant Claire Davenport and McKinley Reel. The Director of the Bells is Mariah Kerouac, and the Assistant Director is Jana Sharon. Congratulations to the Bell of the Week, Macy McGee. And I'm your voice of the Bells, Remy Cochran.
Well, welcome back. What a great job by the Southside Spirit squads. The Southern Bells and the band always do a great job, and always enjoy take the time to get to watch them, and the time they put in. That's something the Southside can be very proud of.
Yeah, they do a great job.
I'll tell you what, you look at that first half for the Mavs, it was a game where Van Buren came out early, had a nice drive to start the ball game, and then Southside gets probably the big play that really kind of got the momentum going the other way when Devin Huggins gets a big interception at the 2-yard line. But then what was even more important about that, Terrell, was the fact that Southside's able to take the ball. They go 10 plays, 98 yards for a touchdown, a 10-yard touchdown run by George Harrell. But obviously you talk about key plays in that drive. 4th down, 4th and 5. Southside gets that first down pass to Xander Connor.
Real impressive. Loving watching Harold keep that ball and take off down the middle of the field, too.
And as good as Devin Huggins was in the first half, 2 interceptions, give credit to Cage Castling. It was kind of the Cage Castling show on the next possession as Van Buren gets penalized, moved back inside their 10-yard line. Castling gets a sack on the quarterback, almost has him in the end zone at the 1-yard line. He's able to get out. And then on the very next play, Castling gets in the backfield again, hits the running back in the backfield, 2 yards deep, gets him for a safety.
Yeah, he didn't get out that time.
But the defensive line playing great tonight. Reeder having a good, solid ball game. Castling, Parkinson showed some things there right before the half, so they've done a really good job. And we've seen some other guys playing in there. I noticed they had some of the younger guys in there. Nico Pizzana played a little bit in the first half, got some size, 5'10", 240, along with Quan Jarrett. He was in there. So
some good snaps for those guys. They're going to need them later in the season.
And one thing you'll notice about this Southside team, too, I think they've got a little more size than what we've seen the last few years.
It looks like it to me. Looks like we got quite a bit of size. Now, Castling, I mean, that feller's just a monster. I mean, I don't know what else you can say about that.
Well,
I don't think anybody on the Van Buren team is wanting to be across from him tonight.
Yeah, and what you like about it, too, is the fact that, I mean, his motor is going all the time.
I haven't seen him slow down.
Yeah, same with both of them.
Yep.
They don't slow down at all. They're always moving. Everything's motion. I love that about a player. You give me those type kids that give you that 105% effort, I mean, every time, and they're your ball players.
That's right. I like one thing I really like about our D-line, they're long. They can really reach out there and get a hold of you.
Well, Southside comes back and gets a hold on defense. They get the ball back at their 37-yard line. They go 5 plays, a 63-yard drive. Southside gets another touchdown. I believe that was the one where they found a wide open Grayson York for the touchdown.
I think he touched the ball 3 times in that drive.
And he's having a big game tonight, too. You know, you look at those receivers. It's good to see Xander Connor getting involved. Carter Zimmerman a couple of catches tonight. Will Goodman stepping up, making some plays. And then the Isaac Gregory show. But the unsung hero of this first half has to be that offensive line. Those guys stepped up and did a great job.
Right now, that line they're all playing very well. They are holding the defensive line right at the line of scrimmage. They're opening up holes for the run game when we're running it, and we got all day long back in the pocket.
Well, Van Buren gets the ball back. They get a very nice kickoff return by Trenton Cooley, and he takes the ball inside down to the Southside 37-yard line. And we mentioned this too, big plays in first half. Jackson De La Souce makes the tackle, really a touchdown-saving tackle. The defense steps up big, forces a 32-yard field goal. Southside now leads 16-3. Yeah, Van Buren got 3 points, but it was a victory for the Southside defense.
Huge victory. And like you said, kudos to the kicker. I mean, it was I was actually kind of impressed with his tackling technique. I mean, he looks like he's been there and done that before, you know what I mean? So hopefully he doesn't have to do it many more times, but he played a great safety out there on that one.
Well, the Pointers kind of feeling their oats right there. They decide to try an onside kick, and really I thought it was a good call at the time. Did the onside kick and really took a nice hop, but the Southside's able to get the ball. That was Braxton Canada who gets the ball, and actually was maybe about a step or two from taking it to the house on the return.
I think he got tripped up by his shoestrings.
But more importantly was him able to catch the ball, the good hands guy, because we weren't expecting that. And,
that's right. We weren't lined up for onside.
Yeah, and sometimes in a game you have to try to do some things that the other team's not expecting. And I think that, while it didn't work for Van Buren, I think it was a good call by their coaching staff to go ahead and take a chance right there. But Southside did a good job of taking advantage of it. They go 6 plays on the drive and go down, I think it was 45 yards for the touchdown. They get a 1-yard touchdown run by Isaac Gregory. But what was really nice about that play was Southside actually had a 3rd down and goal from the 18-yard line. They hit the
got
pass
down to 1.
Yeah, they hit the pass down there at the 1-yard line, which set them up a chance to run the ball. And what's run the ball for Southside has been really good because Gregory, we talk about his shiftiness, as you were saying. He's doing a great job of running that football. And also that offensive line, when you get them down the 1 yard line, there's a pretty good chance they're going to get in the end zone.
And if I remember right, I think you're the one that mentioned it. I think that was when Carter came out there, Zimmerman. I think he came out there quarterback. He was actually the quarterback that ended up handing it off on that touchdown.
Yeah, he was kind of a decoy they brought in to do that. And then the only snafu probably the first half for Southside was an interception return. Tried to set up a screen. Southside was running the ball good. They go to a screen pass. It was set up well, but Harold just wasn't able to get it over the defender. That was Jacob Gavelis, who intercepted the ball and ran it back for a touchdown. Southside's lead's cut down to 23-10, but give the Mavs credit. They get a nice
bounce right back.
Yeah, they get a nice kickoff return, and then are able just to pound the ball down the field and get down there and get another touchdown from Mr. Gregory to go ahead 30-10.
Hey, let's look at the silver lining on that interception, though. It was a wonderful thrown ball, and it was a great catch. It was the wrong player, but it looked good,
Well, it looked like a play, too. It was a good catch because I think he wasn't expecting the ball when it did come there because they had it set up good, but, overall, I think Harold done a really good job in the first half, and you mentioned this at the Northside game last week, and we talked about this week, that misdirection play where they faked the ball to Gregory, and then he kind of I think that's a read there. I think they're reading the end.
It should be. That's right.
They're reading the end, and Harold doing a great job of doing that and then getting positive yardage. But another thing he's doing very well, too, is the fact that, and I'm looking at the scoreboard, Northside 27, Greenwood 7.
It's not a huge surprise to me, actually, because, Greenwood, they went down against Stillwater last week, and Northside, man, they're looking pretty tough. So now it's just it's up to us. It's ours to lose now.
Well, I was a bit surprised that it's going the way it is. I thought it would be a lot closer than what it is.
I thought it'd be closer.
Yeah. And here's an interesting score, too. Fayetteville 28, North Little Rock 3. I was talking to Buzz Sawyer this week, and apparently there's a lot of disarray going on down North Little Rock.
Oh, really?
They have apparently an administrator that really is not into athletics as much, and they've had some stuff going on. They've had several kids quit, and, last week Little Rock Catholic really thumped them, and, Catholics moved down to 6A, and North Little Rock, they're a loaded team. They had a move-in, a move-in, kind of like the basketball player Smith that moved in, but they
moved in from the NFL?
Well, they had a kid come in, and he's actually committed. I can't think of his name right now, but he's committed to the Razorbacks to play, next year for the Razorbacks. So they have a lot of talent on that team, but apparently had a lot of defections now, and looks like they're going to struggle all year.
Man, that's crazy.
Bixby 42, Harbor zip. Harbor really struggling getting out of the gate. Here's an interesting score. Cabot 21, Bentonville West 3.
That's a little bit of a surprise right there.
Cabot gets it going. They have just a beautiful facility down there. They have a large student body. It's one of the nicer schools, and actually it really is one of the nicer places we'll actually play. Probably the game of the week right now going on is Bentonville and Conway. Bentonville leading Conway 21-17. Conway, you look at the 7A teams, Conway has always, to me, has kind of been what I would call a mystery team. That is a team. Well, it's a team I'm thinking, why are they not winning state championships?
Right. That's right.
You would think it would be that size, but then you look over at Bryant, and what's happened over there, Bryant was just they were a good team, a good program, but now they're great. 4 state championships in a row.
Unreal. I mean, the few games I've got to see of them, they just don't make mistakes. It's a well-coached ball club.
Well, I watched them a little bit last year. What was interesting, football's kind of hard to gauge. Fayetteville came in here last year. Southside really hung with Fayetteville for the most of the ball game. Fayetteville gets the state championship game, and honestly, Fayetteville should have beat Bryan in the state championship game. There was some turnovers. I think they only lost by, 3 points, and they had several turnovers and just pretty much gave the game away.
That's what I remember. It seemed like they gave it away more than they got beat. I guess the end result's the same. So
Southside will get the ball to start the second half, and obviously when Van Buren coming out, you got to make sure they don't try an onside kick, so that'll be something.
We know they know how to do it, so keep an eye open.
You know, like I said, that was perfectly executed onside kick. It took the nice hop, but a good job by Canada of showing the good hands and catching the ball, and then having the presence of mind to go ahead and get some positive yardage.
I was always told, though, it's only a good call if it works. So
you get
I don't hate it. I don't hate the call, but
Andrew Mendoza would kick off for the Pointers. Back deep will be Carter Zimmerman, along with it's going to be a short kick. It's going to be fielded by the up man for Southside. It's going to be hit and dropped to the 25-yard line as Southside will start their first drive of the second half here on the 25-yard line. There's Jackson Davis on the return for the Mavs. Yeah, Gregory was coming up. He was ready to take that ball, I think.
Yeah, I think he wanted it.
We're not going to have that, but I think Davis is the receiver, so I think it's a pretty safe bet that he's going to go ahead and take the ball.
I think all those back fours have got the hands to do it, but if you can get it to those back two, man, it's huge.
And like I said, here in the first half, if you're looking for something that you want to complain about for the Mavs, it definitely has been the kick coverage and kickoffs. Here's a handoff to Gregory, breaks it up the middle across the 40 up to the 41-yard line.
That'll be a first down.
Tackle made by number 41, Van Buren, Raya Hinton. Ball marked at the 40. First down.
They'll mark the ball at the 40-yard line for the Mavs. Here's a handoff to Gregory, cuts it back inside. There's a nice move by Gregory. Gets outside across midfield, and he's got to have great field vision.
Yeah, he does. That guy, he can read a defense like nobody's business.
Your running backs, too, just have that sixth sense, don't they?
Well, you either have the instinct or you don't, you know, and he's been a good running back for as long as I can remember meeting him.
Here's here by Harrell up the middle. He's going to get another first down. A good block over there off the corner by Zimmerman.
Another run play that they did not bring us down. They are having trouble getting us on the ground, and I love it.
You know, Southside has really found something as far as just pounding that football, and really the only thing that slowed them down has been those penalties.
Yeah, and the pick. I mean, we really hadn't made too many mistakes tonight.
Here's a handoff to Gregory, cuts it back inside and fights his way outside. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Will be drug out of bounds at about the 3-yard line.
The sad thing is I think he's lost a step since the beginning of the game. Still getting the corner.
Stop and go, stop and go.
Yeah, I mean, he just still gets the corner.
But you got to admit, though, you got to love running behind that offensive line.
Huge. I think they're losing him. I think they can't see him.
Here's a handoff to Gregory. Looks like he's got the end zone to see.
No signal yet. There it is.
Touchdown, Southside.
There's that start of the second half we were hoping for.
5 plays, 75 yards. 2-yard touchdown run by Isaac Gregory. And Terrell, you like that too. We talked about that. You're running Gregory like that, and he's doing a great job. But running that play with Harrell too,
yes,
off that has really been effective.
Yeah, because otherwise they're just going to key in on Gregory, and you know, sooner or later that won't work. But I've always kind of had the mentality, as we stay perfect at the kicking spot, I've always had the mentality: you hand it off, and then you hand it off again, and once they stop it, you hand it off one more time just to see if that was a fluke. And you know, when you're running exclusively out of shotgun, your running game is zone read. I mean, you got 2 backs in the backfield, your quarterback's a running back, and you know, your tailbacks are running back, and you know, you just can't go with the same guy every time. When you mix it up right, it's a thing of beauty. So I guess what I'm saying is, good job, Coach Demmer, so far on keeping that mix going.
Well, that was 5 running plays. It only took 1 minute and 8 seconds. 5 running plays for 75 yards. So they really kind of showed some domination there. As I always kind of say that maybe one team came out of the locker room ready to play some football, and the other team still
in the locker room.
Still in the locker room, kind of behind on that. But give credit to this offensive line. I'm going to go down here, and I've got to get all the names of all these players. We mention them, but we don't mention them enough. Here's a returnable kick.
Oh, he about to drop that one.
Southside doing a good job of covering it up, but they give him the inside again. He gets away and it's going to be hit and dropped right at the 40-yard line.
Man, he is tough to bring down.
That's Thurman Cooley.
Thurman Cooley on the return.
Now, Keith, if I remember right, he's the one that came in and was running the Wildcat for him, wasn't
I believe he did. Well, they had him. They actually had
he? Taking a snap.
Gavelis came in too and actually took some snaps too, number 18.
As much as I hate to give him credit, I love some single wing.
Yeah, Southside get a stop here, get the ball back, maybe get some points here. You go almost to the mercy rule. Yeah, you'd almost.
They got quads to the field right here.
Yeah, I'd almost think Southside might go for 2 points here if that does happen.
Yep.
His quick pass going to be incomplete. And what you'll notice about that too, Keetrick Carter did a good job of coming up on the intended receiver and
closing the space.
Yeah, and so he was there to make the play. That would have been maybe 1 or 2 yard gain.
If I remember, that first play of the game was that exact same play. It went for about 15.
I think what we talked about earlier too. I think Southside realized that Johnson's going to be a good quarterback, but he doesn't have that arm, I think, to really stretch the field. Here's a pass out, going to be complete, and a nice tackle over there for the Mavs. I believe that was Cassius Wyatt over there, the junior linebacker, making the play for the Southside defense.
He might be hurt. He got landed on.
Another thing too in this ball game is, and checking in for Wyatt will be that's number 33, Sam Horn in the ball game.
It's good to see him out there.
3rd down, 3rd and 7. Here's a quick pass going to be complete and going to be short of the first down, about 1.5 yards. I believe you're definitely, if you're going to try to win this ball game, you're definitely in 4-down territory if you're Van Buren Pointers.
Yeah, if you're still playing for the W.
Southside really showed after that 75-yard 5-play drive that I don't think they're going to be stopped.
No.
Big play here for the Southside defense. I thought they were trying to draw them off sides.
They may be faking it. They did that in the first half. It looks like he's got play in now, though. Yep.
Well, we just ran past him. He's going to get a nice gain as he gets inside the 35-yard line. That's Cameron Keller on the carry. I'm not sure who that was, but somebody actually ran past him.
Yep, he did. A little bit over pursuit. Joe Kincannon coming up, making a big play. Save a touchdown.
They'll spot the ball just inside the Southside 35-yard line. 8:50 to go here in the ball game. Van Buren on a pretty good drive here for him. It started on the 40-yard line. Now we've got a flag.
They went back to that Wildcat look again, Keith.
They'll check Johnson back in the ball game at quarterback. The Van Buren coaching staff really, I don't know if they've really opened up the playbook for Elijah Johnson as much. It's been a lot of swing passes. They've really tried to, take care of the football as much as they can. They've gone down the field 3 times, and I think 2 of those times they got intercepted. So they
trying to deep ball on, 3rd and long.
Here's completion. It's going to be for about 3 yards. And you notice the Southside defense, too, they're really starting to creep up a little bit. You're going to see a possibility maybe someone playing the passing lanes, maybe getting an Oski going the other way.
Oski.
You haven't heard that word, have you?
I love to hear that term. That's what we used to holler out when I played.
Be 2nd down, 2nd and 12.
You think anybody on that field knows what that word means?
I hear a lot of barking down there.
That's right.
He's 2nd down, and here comes the heat, and they're getting back there. He's going to get away and going to throw the ball, has an open receiver, and he'll get down, should have a 1st down. That is Jaden Johnson on the catch, but give credit to Elijah Johnson. They had him in the backfield. He's able to escape, and then have the presence of mind to find the open receiver.
Yeah, I thought he was just going to take off and run with it, and he found somebody wide open in the middle of the defense.
They'll spot the ball at the Southside 23-yard line. It's a nice answer so far for the Van Buren offense as they'll check into the backfield. They've got Trenton Cooley back there now. He'll take the direct snap, wants to run the football, and he's going to be waylaid over. What a great job by the Southside defense. That's Cage Castling leading the charge for the defense, along with trying to get I believe that might have been Evan Shelby. No, yeah, it was Evan Shelby in there too, making the play for the defense. We need our spotter. We need to have.
I know.
Brings up second down, second 12. Johnson wants to take the ball. The end zone's got an open receiver, and looked like he quit his route.
He's been just a little bit too long all day long.
Well, give credit to the Southside defense, too. Johnson really threw the ball before he wanted to.
He did, and I think we kind of knocked that receiver off his route a little bit. I think it threw their timing off.
Brings up third down, third and 12, and obviously 4 down territory here if you're the Pointers.
Going to a pistol look. Reverse. Played that one real.
A lot of running, not much.
That's right. Ran all over the field for about 2 yards.
Ketrick Carter having a good ball game tonight for the Mavs. Little sure tackling out there tonight.
Yeah, he's not letting him get that edge.
My question on that play, too, Terrell, would be the fact that, yeah, you bunch it up, and obviously you're trying to confuse Southside, hoping that one of the guys won't be covered coming out, but then you come back with a reverse.
Right.
So Van Buren goes for it on fourth down. Here comes the throw. He's going to be hit, going to be intercepted. I believe that's Kincannon on the interception. Makes a nice move, gets across the 40 up to the 45-yard line. He's still going. What a great return. But credit to the Southside defense. Johnson was hit as he threw the football.
That's what caused that one. He didn't get anything on that ball.
That's 3 interceptions tonight for the Mavs.
Nice to see us in the right place at the right time and making the play.
Yeah, but it comes down to the fact that it's the line play right now.
Yes.
The line play has been the difference in the ball game. And I'm going to give these kids names out. I've got Caden Alley, Ryan Eckelhoff, Colin McCoy, Miguel Salas, and Cooper Anderson. What a job they've done tonight. Terrell wants to throw the ball, looks down the field, will throw deep down the field, and really didn't have anybody there, and the ball wisely hits the ground at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it's usually real easy to pick out an offensive player of the game, but in this game tonight, it's going to be hard not to give it to that line. I mean, they've given Harold all night long back there in the pocket.
Well, I remember years at Southside, too. We don't do it as much anymore, but we used to always have a really good tight end or a really good fullback.
Yes, I hadn't seen a tight end tonight, so.
And your fullback, all he did basically was block. I begged him for years, let that kid score a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a nice run by Gregory off the left side. Got a nice block over there by big Cooper Anderson.
That's what I started to say about Gregory earlier. He used to play a little fullback, and we always joke because he'd run 97 yards sideline to sideline to pick up a first down 3 yards.
He's getting his exercise in.
That's what it was. He's just getting his exercise in. He'd always make the play, though.
Here's a keeper by Harrell off the left side. He's going to get maybe 1 or 2 yards.
Well, it took 3 of them to get him down. They finally got him down, though.
He's second down, second and 9 for the Mavs.
Is that Fox that checked in for Isaac?
You know the good and the bad, too, though. Isaac Gregory's not a very big young man. He's only 5'9", 165. You hope he doesn't have to take a lot of pounding in the 7A West. But as we said, nobody really gets a direct hit on him. But still, you know, we need that backup. We need Joaquin Fox hopefully to step up here. Here's an inside pass complete to Grayson York. Makes the first man miss. Gets inside the 20. Cuts it back outside to the 10. Inside to the 5, works his way down to the goal line, down to the 3. What a great pitch and catch, and really a great run yards after the catch.
That was pretty shifty, too. I got to give him credit. That was a pretty shifty little run right there.
I'll be interested to see if Southside goes for 2 here, too, if they score this touchdown. Try to get it into the mercy rule.
Get that clock running.
Mm-hmm. You couldn't ask for a much better effort from the Mavs tonight.
I believe this is what you refer to as bouncing back.
You know, to Van Buren's credit, they are shorthanded a bit tonight, but that's what you need to do when you take a team that is shorthanded. Here's a handoff that he's going to try to fight his way down. Not going to be much there for Joaquin Fox. May get down
He's
to the 2-yard line. Yeah, and they've got going back. We call it the Wildcat formation. They've got Carter Zimmerman, but he is a quarterback.
Yep.
So
he can throw it. He can throw it on a rope.
And I think one reason they put him in here in this situation too is probably because he's a little bit bigger than Harrell, and he can.
I think he's got a little more experience
Mm-hmm.
back there too, in this little goal line situation here.
Bring up second goal for the Mavs. Here's a handoff to Fox again. Going to be hitting the backfield on a nice defensive play for the Pointers is Colton Sims, the 5'6", 171-pound linebacker.
Looks like Harrell coming back in.
This is where I think Xander Connor's a weapon. This is where you may want to try.
Toss it up.
Yeah.
Let him
they
go
may
get
try
it.
to do have a safety, but he's still kind of in the slot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, they look like they're not doubling down on him. They're going to come with an outside blitz, and Harrell's going to keep it, going to fight his way down. We'll get to the 5-yard line. Now we've got a flag. I'll be interested to see what this call is because there was.
Yeah, it's from an interesting
I believe it's going to be a
location
face
on the
mask.
field. Yep.
Yeah, because there was no offensive lineman around there. I was going to plead the case if I needed
That's
to.
right.
And so they'll get that penalty. I don't believe it's an automatic first down. We'll see.
Depends if it's incidental, I believe.
But they should get the down over.
Mm-hmm.
And the good thing is they're back inside the 5-yard line now. And we've only seen the punter one time for the Mavs tonight. And that was a great job, Grayson York, on that. Here's a keeper by Harrell up the middle. Is going to be hit and dropped at the 2-yard line.
Well, what do you think? We're going to see De La Souza right here?
I think you go for it here. I think you.
I like the way you think.
Two reasons here. I mean, you're ahead 37-10. If you get the touchdown, great. If you don't, look where they're going to be at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think it's a good call to go for it here.
Put some major pressure on them.
And Southside going to run the clock down now. They just started the play clock, and now as soon as I say that, they bring the kicker in.
Well,
yeah.
I tried to give you the chance there, Keith. I don't even know if you can call this a chip shot for him.
It's basically a field goal. Going to have a procedure penalty on the Mavs. That won't hurt them any.
That might actually help you a little bit.
Well, I think what hurt that play, too, was the fact that Southside really wasn't sure what they were going to do, if they wanted to try the field goal or not. When they finally ran the team out, they had to hustle out to set up to run the play. And
About 10 seconds on the play clock by the time we get the snap off.
might have been wise to go ahead and take a timeout there. Jackson Davis will hold the ball for the Mavs. This will be a 25-yard field goal for Jackson Davis. Here's the kick. Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good.
That guy's good.
Let's give credit, too, to his holder, Jackson Davis. Got really good hands.
I think the only one we had like a blatant miss was because of the high snap earlier. And
Well,
he did a good job getting it down. It just threw the timing off.
Yeah, we saw that. You're exactly right. I think the timing wasn't there.
It is 48-yarder. I mean, it is a deep, long kick.
Another area you kind of get concerned about sometimes, too, is when you run the Wildcat formation, the pistol formation, is that deep snap, or the snap to the quarterback. I've seen it so many times where they'll do that high snap and it throws the whole play off. You've not seen that one time tonight for Southside.
No, it's been just about. The only thing I've seen a couple of times is a low snap, but I hadn't seen anything high. I always say it's all right to roll it back here. Just don't throw it over the head. This is the beauty of the pistol, though. It's like sometimes you snap it over that quarterback's head, it goes right to the running back.
Okay, for your analysis, I've got to ask this question. Shotgun pistol formation, what's the advantage or disadvantage from one or the other, you think?
I always thought it gave the running back a little bit more of a look at the defense. So your running back usually they get a hole. You know, it's like you're supposed to hit the 4-hole, 5-hole, 6-hole, whatever. They get way back there. They can see where that defense is coming from, and they get to actually make a read on that defense. And if you do it right, man, it's a thing of beauty.
Thurman Cooley runs the ball back across the 30. That's been one bright spot for the Pointers tonight, has been the kickoff returns to Thurman Cooley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is hard to bring down.
Well, give the Mavs credit. They've really come out here in the second half. They've had 2 possessions. They've scored 10 points on those 2 possessions. They've really controlled the ball and really worked this clock down to only 56 seconds left to go before the end of the third quarter. Tackling a lot better this week.
Yes, sir. Oh, here we go.
Here's a bad snap on the ground. He's going to get back on it at about the 10-yard line. Now, this is.
They tossed one.
I don't like this call whatsoever.
It depends. I hope the quarterback was running his mouth or something. I have a feeling that is not going to be the case, though.
I mean, that is not an easy play to go back and recover the ball. I think what they called. I think they called on Southside, and I think the reason was because I think they called the second one
late. Unnecessary.
The first one was okay, I think, but I think the second one was unnecessary. But that being said, we had this discussion last week. Targeting, I really hate the targeting call because how many times do you see the player actually turn in and the momentum of the defenders going, and you have that. Here's a pass by Johnson on the outside, going to be incomplete.
When you were talking about that Nebraska game the other day, I think it was Pitt. They originally called it targeting on the field, but the receiver ducked his head, causing the targeting, so they ended up calling it off. And I just think you don't see enough of that, of where they actually go back and think about it and then call it off and say, listen, I mean, that defender had to do what he had to do, and it wasn't, malicious. Finally caught it.
There's a nice pitch and catch for the Pointers as Trenton Cooley gets open into Southside territory.
I think we're starting to see a little desperation mode by Van Buren. They're starting to go deep a lot.
Quick pass out. That's to Cooley. Gets the corner. He'll get positive yardage before Russell Key runs him out of bounds.
Yeah, that might have saved a touchdown, too.
Actually, I'm trying to get the number. I can't really see that number. It was one of the backers that made the tackle for the Mavs on the corner.
I think it might be Sam Hornover.
Southside got an influx of players this week. They picked up Sam Horn, Jackson Pruitt, and Ben Beelan. Here comes the heat down the field. They'll try to throw it deep, and Southside right there on coverage doing a good job.
Yeah, Johnson paid for that pass. He got hit right about the second he let it go. He got hit hard.
He's been hit 3 or 4 times today.
He's tough.
You know, I go back to that play right there at the end of the first half. They decided they were going to try to hit us with something long, and I believe it was Parkinson came in there and just waylaid him.
He just gets right back up, though. I mean, he's tough. I give him a lot of credit.
A third down, third at about 3 for the Pointers. Here Johnson
There's that duck again. Oh, we didn't turn around. If we'd have turned around, it'd been right in our hands.
That was the play. They were trying to draw a penalty on that.
Yeah.
Andrew Hammond, Southside did a good job. He really impeded his progress there, but he had his back to the play, so no interference there. So the receiver tries to kind of, I'll get my hands on him. See
That's
what I can
right.
get,
See if I can get it called.
Yeah, maybe get a little love here on the play.
A little LeBron James flop action.
The fourth down, 4th and 3 for the Pointers.
See if we can stop him this time.
Southside going to come with that blitz. Here's a quick inside pass, going to be complete, and he's going to have the first down at the 30-yard line as.
Boy, he's tackled by a host of Mavericks.
It was Peyton Bashir on the catch. That was a good job by Elijah Johnson, though, staying in the pocket. Southside came with the blitz. He's able to find Bashir down there for the first down.
Hit that little check down.
That's going to be into 3 quarters now. Southside leads 40-10. And Terrell, you looked at the third quarter. I think the Mavs did, obviously going in ahead 30-10 at halftime. Came out a great first possession, getting a touchdown. Second possession, they go down, get a field goal, really worked the clock, and really had the ball the bulk of the whole quarter, and the defense steps up and made the plays when they had to make them again. You know, Van Buren at times is really kind of moving the ball between, I'd say between the 20s. They've done a pretty decent job moving the ball, but once they get inside the 20, the Southside defense really stepping up big.
Yeah, we're not making big mistakes. I love it.
Of course, Southside will be back at home next week as they'll bring in the Wynn Yellow Jackets. And I think of Wynn High School football, and you think of the general, Don Campbell, you know, what a winning program he had down there. So there'll be another challenge for the Mavs. They were 9-3 last year, played 5A football, but nonetheless, it'll be a good matchup for Southside next week.
Give some of those new guys a chance to kind of get that timing down a little better.
Yeah, because you look at this conference this year, it's not going to be easy by any means.
A lot of home games, but they're not going to be easy home games.
Bentonville tough, as they always are. Fayetteville
at their place
lost quite a few players, but they'll be tough. West struggling tonight, but they were real excited about this season. And Rogers really kind of getting it going now. Here's an inside pitch, and he's going to get outside, gets to the 20, inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line. That is Peyton Bashir on the carry.
First time they tried it, didn't work at all. That time it made for 20 yards.
They kind of took advantage of the Southside speed. Southside been getting that pressure on the inside. You kind of do kind of a reverse play where you take it to the right, go back left, and he makes a nice gain.
I like those play calls a little bit better than I like the onside kick call, but kind of the same vein of thought, I guess, behind them. Little counter that time.
Southside doing a pretty good job, but running back did a pretty good job of kind of moving that pile just a bit. That was Jacob Ivelis on the carry.
Yeah, they're starting to go to a little misdirection, trying to see if they can catch us on our heels, run like leaning the wrong direction.
Yeah, Quan Jarrett checks back in for the Mavs. Southside, what they've been able to do tonight too, Terrell, is the ability to maybe develop a little bit of depth on that defensive line. Here's a pass to the corner of the end zone, touchdown.
Fell down on the coverage, I believe.
That was Andrew Hammond on the touchdown.
With the exception of one or two, I think he's had all of their big pass plays.
Well, now the Cooley kids had a good ball game. Actually, both the Cooleys, Trenton and his brother, Thurman on the kickoff returns, and Trenton's had some big plays. Looks like Van Buren going to go for 2 here.
Oh.
Here's a handoff. He's hit. I believe that's Andrew Reeder getting in there making the play for the Southside defense. I'm going to go back to my point on Andrew Reeder, too, earlier. He looks like he is probably, I'm going to guess to say maybe 30, 35 pounds heavier than last year, and it looks like it's muscle.
Oh, yeah, he's a stud. He is hard to move around. Where he's wanting to go, he's going to get there.
Be interested to see what Van Buren does here if they come back maybe with an onside kick. As I said, though, Van Buren has done a decent job of moving the football. You know, for the most part, that time they were able to get in the end zone for the touchdown, but the Southside defense really has stepped up inside the red zone.
You think about those early interceptions. I mean, without those two, turnovers, I mean, this is a lot different ball game. Keith, I still see a lot of Hunter's orange over there. I just want to point that out.
I don't see the lightning anymore. That's a good thing.
That's right.
As Andrew Mendoza will kick off for the Pointers.
I guess that's one thing we say about Van Buren. They ain't giving up.
Well, I think the Mavs are expecting an onside kick here. Now they're going to kind of move everybody up. That was an interesting kick. I don't think
he almost kicked it into us.
Yeah, and I don't know if the Van Buren Pointer players even knew where the ball was at.
Well, they looked up and saw it. One of them actually jumped out of the way, but I think everybody else was looking about 3 yards farther.
Well, they were trying to keep it, let it go 10 yards. Southside should get great field position here. There's also a penalty on that play, be 5 yards, kicking the ball out of bounds. Pound the ball?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got another running back in there. I mean, get snaps on.
Here's a keeper. That's Zimmerman off the corner. Cuts it back inside. We'll get inside the 20-yard line down to about the 17-yard line.
That's how you run the zone read right there. When your running back's about to get hit, pull that ball and go.
That's some good experience, too, for Carter Zimmerman getting the ball and getting to make some plays.
Huge.
I think we might have seen the last of Isaac Gregory tonight.
Yeah, I think so, too.
It's a wise move for the Mavs. Here's handoff to Fox. Has a nice haul off the right side. Gets inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line.
That was a good run right there. He's another one.
Give credit, though. I believe that was Miguel Salas off that side, really kind of cleared out.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, that's what I was just about to say is Fox another one of those running backs, boy. When he gets low, man, he's hard to find.
That's what you call running downhill.
Yes. Get low, stay low. That's right.
Be second down, second and about 2 for the Mavs. Here's a keeper by Zimmerman off the left side. Will fight his way down inside the 5. Down to about the 4-yard line.
I think he bobbled that a little bit when he pulled it back, slowed him down a half a step, or he'd have been in. I think he's having a little conversation down there with Fox right now about it. trying to get that squared away.
It's a good drive, good job by Carter Zimmerman. 2 or 3 nice runs on this drive, and Fox, he needs to get some good playing time here.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, kind of looking forward to see if we see a little Jaden Webb come in the ball game. Pulled it again.
Here's Zimmerman down the end zone. Touchdown, Southside.
Yeah, he's reading that just right.
And I'll tell you what, big old Cooper Anderson, number 79. You talk about a pancake block on about the 10-yard line. And
yeah, there were I think maybe begging him to get up. Did you call that one a dagger?
I believe it is. But what's nice to see, too, is the fact that you bring in really what I guess you would consider your second-team quarterback, your second-team running back. You still got that offensive line. That's what I like to see, too. I don't, necessarily you want everybody to get to play, but you would like to see them get to play with the best offensive line. You're seeing that right now. And,
absolutely.
Well, that's making a difference. Now, you may see some kids come out of the ball game now.
Yeah, you learn a lot of things right here.
I think they took our advice last week. We thought that they need to go. We had all the cramps last week in the ball game.
Yes.
Of course, it's not quite as bad tonight, I don't believe, but we kind of joked that maybe they need to go to the Sonic and get them on those pickle juice slushes, and they may have taken us up on that.
I'll tell you what, man. First time you have cramps and you try pickle juice, you'll understand what we're talking about because it is unbelievably effective.
When I think they first started doing that, it was, I believe it was the Philadelphia Eagles.
Is that right?
If I remember right. The first I heard of it anyway.
You're learning me up over here, Keith.
I could be making this up.
That's all right. I wouldn't know the difference, so you're in good company.
Jackson De La Sue's been a busy young man tonight.
Yes, he has.
See, we'll kick off again for the Mavs.
Oh, a little squibber.
That's an effective play.
Yeah, no return.
Yeah, we got 9:15 to go here in the ball game. Southside pretty much has put this one to bed. If they can get one more score here, they can put it in the mercy rule. Don't think that's really what they're concerned with right now. Just want to get some kids some good playing time, as we'll see several new ball players in the ball game.
I was going to say, it looks like Cage Caslin's out of the game with most of the fourth quarter to play.
You got Ken Cannon in there, and let's see, number 17, that is Jackson Pruitt. His dad is Grant Pruitt, used to be the kicker for the Southside team, also for the Razorbacks. Here's a handoff up the middle, going to get about 7 yards. Also checking into the ball game is Ben Beelan. Miles Selby in the ball game for the Mavs. They got some size in there. They got.
Yeah, you got Chafee in there on this side on the end.
You got Quan Jarrett in the middle there. He's got some good size. But you're talking about Chafee. You think he's going to be eventually probably playing some linebacker. Here's a nice handoff up the middle. He's going to get.
I love him at defensive end, to be honest with you, because I think he can get to that football a little quicker from there. But, man, natural position in my mind, that's him. I mean, he just knows how to be a linebacker. He knows how to play that position.
You think he's got the size, and we're going to have a penalty on Southside not getting off the field. Here's a handoff.
As a sophomore this year, maybe not, but he's strong enough. You know what I mean? So I don't think he's going to have to wait long if that's the plan, is for him to move back there a little bit.
Does he have the same mentality as his brother Landon as far as?
He's probably a little bit more intense.
Yeah. Landon was a pretty intense young man. I used to catch him out here sometime on the track talking to him. He's getting ready to go play at Harding University, and he's definitely one I wouldn't want to meet with the football.
No, you definitely want him on your side. He's a giant right now. I saw him this summer. And
still got the long hair.
Well, actually, man, he's gone full bald like Daddy. So I was surprised. I used to call him Samson, and it was a little. He looks a little different with no hair on.
Be first and 5-4 the pointers. Here's a quick pass out complete. Going to get down to the Maverick 35-yard line.
There's that guy again, making plays.
Mavs running a lot of new bodies in the ball game as Derek Lacey, sophomore linebacker, is checked in for the Mavs.
He's also a stud.
Here comes the pass. Try to get that over to Cooley, and I'll tell you what, that was Ken Cannon over there that I'm not sure if he had decided whether or not he wanted to go for the ball or the man.
Well, I think once he realized it was overthrown, he was going for the ball, but receiver, man, he got a finger on it, just enough to redirect it away from him.
Bring up second down, second and
I don't
10.
think there's anybody going to catch him. If he'd caught that one, I think he's off to the races. Little bubble out.
Andrew Hammond on the reception. Van Buren.
I tell you what, with all these new numbers out there, we're still making all the plays we're supposed to be making. And I don't think Van Buren's got any new guys out there.
Now, that was Hammond that caught the ball there. So this may be another participation penalty. Only got him off the field. That's good.
Only because Van Buren checked their sideline.
Well, that was a big kid trying to come off the field.
Yeah, if they would have realized it, they probably could have got us.
Here's a run for the first down. Again, that is Cameron Keller on the carry.
Sam York jumped up. He's a little bit upset with himself because he knows he should have had that one. He got an arm on him in the backfield. But.
Well, the new additions Southside got this week, Sam Horn, Jackson Pruitt,
I think it's going to be huge, yeah.
Working them in there, they'll, if nothing else, they'll get some depth out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a quick pass to the inside. Going to be short of the first down. Southside doing a good job making them work to get what they can. As Beelan's down there to make the play for the Mavs. I like Joseph Kincannon. This, he had the big interception, had the nice return. Here's another quick pass again.
Yeah, he's a ball player. He just about had him a little pick right there.
Made some plays last week.
Mm-hmm.
Should be fourth down, I believe.
I thought it was.
Quick pass out, going to be complete. And Cooley's going to be hit, going to be short. That should be turnover on downs, I believe. I'm missing something. I thought
I'm going to have to go back and watch the video on that because I had that as fourth down too.
Good job by the Southside defense. Or not, Van Buren's moving the football, but Southside doing a good job of making them earn everything. Here's a handoff. He's going to have the first down. He gets down. Now we've got a flag on the play.
A lot of flags on the play.
Going to be maybe a face mask, but it also could be a hold. That was thrown from the back judge.
The back judge is the one I'm thinking it might be a hold. That's a lot of laundry on that one.
I believe they're going to call it on Southside.
They're down there debating it. Yep.
I'll make it first and goal at the Southside 6-yard line for the Pointers. Here's a handoff off the middle. He's going to be stuffed. Good job by the Southside defense as Jacob Gavelis gets the handoff.
See that double team in the end zone against our safety?
Big Nico Bazana makes the play for the Southside defense.
First time I've seen a double team on a safety. 15 yards from the play, but he was back of the end zone.
Quick pass out, complete to Cooley. Makes a nice move to make the first man miss and get in the end zone for the touchdown.
More laundry. They're trying to catch up to last week here in the fourth.
It's going to be a personal foul on somebody. I'm not sure which way it's going to go.
When was the last time we scored more than 50?
Oh, that'd be a good question.
When's the last time we scored more than 50 on
Well,
Van
actually,
Buren?
I think, I can tell you we scored over 50. I did the game last year against Springdale. We scored 52.
Is that right?
Yes, and then had a game last year against Greenwood, and I can't remember what the final was, but it was back and forth, and we were close to 50 in that ball game. In fact, we were probably one stop away from winning that game last year.
Well, then we got 5 minutes left. Let's go for 60.
Now we've got an injured Pointer on the play.
timeout on the field.
That's what I like to see in these ball games. We've not really seen any injuries
Injuries,
note that we've seen tonight. Hopefully this is just a cramp with this young man.
I've seen a handful of guys kind of hobble off the field, but then they're right back out there in the next series. So I've always heard that makes you get more character, a little tougher.
Well, what I like is we're getting some guys getting some good playing time here at the end of the ball game, which you love to see that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always say that those kids put as much time into practice as a lot of the starters do, and they get that playing time. Plus, it also develops a little bit of depth. But also, what it does is it really saves those starters. Get those starters out of there. This game, Southside ahead by 25. This game was decided, but the final score may actually be closer than what the game was. But that's because of what the coaching staff has done here to protect their players.
Well, and the other thing, too, is those young guys coming in, getting snaps. I mean, it's not just good for their confidence, but it gives confidence to those coaches to be able to put them out there. And, Van Buren hadn't given up yet. So, those coaches know they can go out there and play against a starting team and take care of business.
Cooley comes in to take the snap. He'll take it in the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
I'm surprised we hadn't seen more of that from them today. I mean, I'm glad we haven't, because I don't know that we've stopped it much.
Yeah, they tried it early, trying to really help the young quarterback Elijah Johnson. Let's see now. I think they'll onside it again here with 5:20. I would.
They have to at this point. I mean, looks like got Isaac Gregory back there again. Back there by himself, too. So, yeah, we're expecting onside this time.
Let's see, 2, 4. You got 10 guys up. At this point for Van Buren, what you're really trying to do, you want to go out feeling good about yourself.
Yep.
That's kind of the key right now. They're going to kick it off this time to Gregory. Gregory will call a fair catch. I'm
kind of surprised. He had a lot of green out in front of him.
Yeah, it is, but I'll tell you this. I think it's probably the coach probably told him to do that. I don't think they want him to take any more hits tonight. You don't want to take a chance of something happening, and of course now Coach Dameron's down there shaking his head. So
yeah, might be a good one for an interview right there.
We're hoping at some point maybe we can go down and we'll have sideline reporters again. That always has been a good thing for us. And be 1st and 10 for the Mavs at the 14-yard line. As again, Carter Zimmerman in at quarterback. Hands the ball off to Fox. He's going to be hit and dropped about the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 10 for the Mavs. But you're right, though. Van Buren really has a lot of starters still out there.
Yeah, they do. And they're not small.
They're kind of like Southside, though. Really, numbers-wise, they don't look like they've got many more players than what the Mavs have.
The only difference right now is they got some sitting on the bench, and all of our guys are standing up. They're engaged, watching this game.
Be 3rd down, 3rd and about 10 for the Mavs. Yeah, I believe his final score is going to be a lot closer than what the actual game was. As Van Buren, chance here maybe to get a hold, get the ball back. Zimmerman gets the team up the line of scrimmage. Don't think he'll be in any hurry to run a play here. 6 on the play clock. It's a nice throw.
Yeah, it was.
Flag yards off the field.
Carter's a little slow getting up there.
I'm starting to think the officiating crew didn't feel like they were a part of the game tonight, and we're seeing a lot more
I'm
flags here in
telling
the
you,
second half.
I'm telling you, I think they're trying to catch up.
They're going to check Zimmerman out of the ball game, and checking in will be Hudson Heisel.
Glad to see he's jogging off too. He looked like he got hit a little bit low.
Heisel wants to throw the ball to be a quick screen pass, going to be complete. Nothing there as they've got that covered back at the 8-yard line. Van Buren should get great field position here as they'll check in. We're going to see Webb punt this one away, Jaden Webb. Only the second punt of the night for the Mavs.
Yeah, we need a good one here too. They got us backed up.
Well, Webb showed last week he's got a pretty good leg, but we also saw a nice kick tonight from Grayson York. He had to rush that kick, and it's going to be across the 30-yard line up to about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, he had a tough snap to handle on that one. Went all the way to the wrong side of his body. He had to turn all the way around, take a couple steps in the other direction, barely got it off.
Well, Van Buren get a quick score here. You're definitely in onside quick kick territory. Again, I think it comes down to the pointers. I think it's more of a rest of the ball game. Hey, we're going to try to get something positive to happen here. And I think you definitely keep Elijah Johnson in the ball game, give him some work, and you know, the more snaps, the better off you are. So,
what do you call that? An old Houston Nut moral victory?
Here's an inside pass going to be complete. That's to Cooley. He'll take it to the end zone for the touchdown.
Is that old prevent defense? The defense that prevents you from stopping them?
Well, that wasn't. That was just an easy pitch and catch right there. As Cooley comes across the middle, catches the ball, and takes it to the house. I know Southside not going to be too happy with the way this game is ending here.
Well, what do they say? That means you got a lot on tape to look at, right?
Well, they had
That's the silver lining.
Yeah, they'll find that anyway. And
That's right.
I started with the kickoff returns that Van Buren had. That was number one that they'd have to be looking at. But overall, when you look at the first team for Southside, did a really good job. I go back to the offensive and defensive lines, what they were able to do tonight. As Cooley will take it in for the 2-point conversion.
They're starting to make it look a little too easy.
Well, the thing is now you've almost got to, going for those 2-point conversions, you've almost got to think about putting your starters back in the ball game.
Yeah, at least on offense.
Maybe get a first down or two in this ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you're Van Buren. You got an onside kick here, don't you?
You don't have to, but I think they're still playing for the win, so that's what I expect to see.
As good as the second team defense did, forcing Van Buren to really work that clock to get that previous touchdown, that last touchdown. I know the coaching staff won't be happy at all with how that result went.
Right.
Did I hear that right? Greenwood 41, Northside 33.
That's what it sounded like to me.
I mean, they had them down pretty good.
Yeah. All kinds of unexpected tonight.
Here's an onside kick that Southside's going to get. That's Jackson Davis on the recovery for the Mavs.
That'll just about do it right there.
This has been an odd game tonight. Southside opened up a big lead, and then, tried to coast there towards the end, which I think was a good idea to do, just to try to work the clock down. But
maybe one series too early, but I don't know. It's like you said, Keith. I mean, those guys are getting some big snaps in,
and they've got what they want out of this game. As long as you win the ball game, the final score is irrelevant.
That's right.
Here's a handoff to Fox off the right side, going to be hit and knocked after about a 1-yard gain. Van Buren going to take a timeout here, I believe. Let's see.
I think that's getting close to 10 carries for Fox in this one.
A little bit surprised that Van Buren's taking the timeout here. I thought they might let the clock run. And Southside really, I mean, you're kind of forcing the Mavs' hand here, as it looks like Southside going to put the starters back in the ball game.
That's what I'm kind of wondering about Van Buren, is if they're trying to set up like a house, like all-out blitz or something. It's the only reason I can see. I mean, do they need time left on the clock? Yeah, but, I mean, they got to have some miraculous things happen before that timeout.
Southside going back with the starters in the lineup. If you're the opposing defense, you come back out there and
dang it,
the kid across from you is about 50 pounds bigger.
Well, and you see number 1 walking back out there, and Harrell. I mean,
well, they want to try to get a first down here. That's really the goal. Is they'll give the ball off to Gregory, and Gregory fights for everything he can get. Will get, looks like inside the 45-yard line. I'll spot him where they got the foot. They move back now.
Yeah.
They had him at the 44. Now they're moving back a little bit. But all they're really going to do here, I think if Southside's able to get a first down, they'll Van Buren going to take another timeout here.
That is their second timeout of the second half.
Well, they want it. They want the ball back, so let's just go get a first down and not give it to them.
Well, the thing is, I don't know how you play that. Van Buren, they're teaching these kids, they want to win the ball game, doing everything they can, and I agree with that. They want to get something positive out of it, but you get to a point, too, to where you're going to say, well, Southside's pretty much taking the gas off the pedal, maybe eat those timeouts.
Yeah. Save them for when you get that miraculous play that you got to have.
But as our friend Houston Nutt would say, you can't take them with you.
You can't take them with you, but, right now, in my opinion, I mean, it's a little bit too early to be calling your timeouts. I mean, again, unless they're drawing something up in, the plastic dirt over there.
It's been a fun ball game tonight, though. Both teams been able to move the football and got to see some good plays on both sides of the ball from this MAV team. And I think they did everything they wanted to do tonight and got some good experience in. And I think you got that. They always say you have the most improvement from game 1 to game 2, and I think Southside really has improved in a lot of areas tonight.
We're seeing that for sure.
Here's a handoff to Gregory. Cuts it back inside. He'll have the first down. And
do you call that one the dagger?
That is the dagger, because I think now you'll probably go to victory formation now.
Yeah, they still got one timeout, but
if they take it, then you
you go ahead and run it, make them take it, and then you can go to victory.
Well, I know Coach Dameron was glad to get those young people some playing time out there, but I know he was also a little bit disappointed in the fact that he'd like to have held them a little bit more than what they did. Not one had to put those starters back in the ball game.
Yeah, let those young guys go out on the field.
But it was down. It was just getting one first down. That's all Southside needed, was to get that first down. They put the starters back in, got that first down, and going to come out here with a big victory.
Big bounce back victory. Love it.
As I say, this game not near as close as what the final score is. But then I'll say that too, though. I'll give Van Buren credit. I like the effort. Teach your kids to play to the
Fight to the end.
the last whistle, do everything you got to do, and I think that's what they did. And when you bring that, the coach brings that type of attitude to your team. It's only good.
That's your job, fight to the end.
And Van Buren takes a timeout.
Got a little bit more work to do here. This is where I like to see Harold just take off with it. I mean, it's been there all night, It's like you hate for him to take one more hit, but, man, if he breaks it for about 25 yards.
I remember the game one time where I believe it was back in the days of Buddy Ryan. They used to play the Cowboys, and they had Randall Cunningham as the quarterback, and Buddy Ryan and Jimmy Johnson didn't see eye to eye. And this is back before the Cowboys got good. Do you remember the play I'm talking about where Randall Cunningham was the quarterback for the Eagles? They were down on the close to the Dallas goal line, had the game in hand, and he fakes a knee and runs it in for a touchdown.
Yeah. That's what happens to take you off the ball.
And I don't think there was a lot of handshaking after that ball game.
No, that's like who was it? Bobby Petrino and Les Miles handshake. I don't think those guys ever went to coffee either.
Yeah, the Razorbacks get to see old Bobby Petrino here in a couple of weeks.
It's insane.
He's doing a good job over at Missouri State.
It's just insane to think about that. I mean, I actually went to that Sugar Bowl, and now he's coaching in Missouri State.
They were fun to watch.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's just one of the few times that you see a team that's like pass-first offense in college, especially for Arkansas. It's like we've always traditionally been a run-heavy, run-first, and then air it out team. And
well, back when Petrino was there, I think probably it was a Tennessee game, and you'll remember this. Joe Adams returned that punt. It was one of those plays where it's one of those, oh, no, don't do it. Oh, yeah, that's a great. Yeah, it's one of the best plays I'd ever seen.
Well, he caught it over his shoulder like a pass or something.
But there was a play earlier in that ball game where Jarius Wright made a catch with the guy hanging all over him. And it was as good of a play as that play was. And I'm thinking, man, these guys are athletic.
When you think about it, I mean, there wasn't anybody that's like a dominant, big Gronkowski or, Randy Moss on that entire receiving squad. And they still, they just make you look silly, just foolish.
But I like the way he coached, though, because he would coach his receivers in practice. They would run the plays out. If you didn't run your pattern out every time, and that's the way to do it.
Right.
Repetition is the best way to do it. If you're not doing it in practice, you're not going to do it in the game.
Well, and I think it was Tyler Wilson talking about it back then. He said, Bobby Petrino, boy, he'd come and get in your ear in practice, boy, and you just feel like you weren't worthy to be, on the team anymore. And then Garrett McGee his job was to come over and calm you down and get you back to focused. And I guess it's a little bit of that good cop, bad cop.
This is going to be a mean thing to say, and I haven't really got too mean tonight, but what would be the chances of Bobby Petrino coming out on the field when they come out? You know what I'm fixing to say, riding a motorcycle.
Yeah, that would be something for the news, I think. Riding a motor, you talking about it at the game? Yeah, that would be something.
But nonetheless, he's done a very good job at Missouri State.
Well, when he was at Western Kentucky, I think they were pretty.
Well, his biggest thing too, and we're kind of getting off base here, but his biggest thing too was he's not that great of a recruiter. He's a really good coach, but he doesn't recruit that good. Southside will punt the ball away as Grayson York will punt the ball. It's a quick kickoff that hits, and we'll take a nice Southside bounce.
We've had a couple punts tonight that had the Southside bounce.
Now, Grayson York, his average has got to be upwards of 50 yards tonight.
On the roll.
You know, as fast as this game has gone, this fourth quarter just seems like it has drug.
Drug on.
Van Buren will have the ball again, 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Again, Southside leads here 47-32, 29 seconds to go here. Better find out where number 3 is. He's had a big second half. That's Trenton
Giving
Cooley.
him a lot of room down here.
And Johnson's going to be hitting the backfield.
That ought to put it to bed right there, Keith. That's the one thing they say you can't do in that situation. Take the sack.
That was Andrew Reeder getting back there and making the play for the Southside defense. And, yeah, they may not get another playoff here. They're really not even hustling back to set a play.
The only way they were getting a play in is if they spike the ball and they didn't get there.
I don't think they're going to get that because they're not even set on the play. Yeah, it's going to run the clock out, and that's going to be your ball game. Southside going to win tonight, 47-32. And Terrell, I'll tell you what, I think it was a ball game tonight for the Mavs where they did pretty much what they wanted to do with that offensive line, really establish itself tonight and played a great ball game. Isaac Gregory, a good ball game tonight, along with George Harrell. Again, Grayson York, a couple of big catches for the Mavs. But this game was won on the offensive defensive lines tonight. Cage Castling, the big first half for the Mavs. Andrew Reeder, a big second half for the Mavs, and got the turnovers defensively and just really did what they had to do to win the ball game. And then kind of coasted it at the end, saving some players, saving some bruises for next week.
Trying to pick up the momentum, carry it into the season. I love it.
As you look at this team, they've really improved from one week to the next, I think. The penalties weren't quite as bad. Some penalties there at the end of the game, but that, the game kind of got a bit sloppy down there towards the end. But overall, I thought they eliminated a lot of penalties. I thought the tackling was a lot better on the defensive side of the ball. The defensive line very active in the ball game tonight.
They were huge.
You got some big plays from Devin Huggins intercepting the ball, and then you had a big interception too by Joseph Kincannon. A nice return by Kincannon too. And
he had a great.
When Southside got the interceptions, they took advantage of them.
Mm-hmm. That's it. And they didn't make too many mistakes. I mean, late there in the fourth quarter, that, like you said, I mean, there's things I'm sure they're going to look at on film and wish they'd have done a little bit better. But other than that, I mean, they played the ball game you're supposed to play right here. No big mistakes. I mean, they didn't give up very many big plays to Van Buren, and just went out there and did their job. People in the right place at the right time and making the plays.
Yeah, I got to be pleased with the effort tonight. And again, it's a ball game that starts on both lines of scrimmage, and this offensive line really showed tonight. And it's an offensive line too that is so athletic. They are so big, athletic. They move well. They were able to. I think what they did tonight too that was better is Van Buren tried to give them some of those same looks that Northside gave them last week.
Yeah.
They made the adjustments, were able to pick up the blocks, and Gregory really had a field day along with Harold running the football.
He put on a clinic, that's for sure. I love watching those two guys back there running that read, because it's like when you see Harold, when he realizes Gregory's about to get hit, he pulls that ball back, man. He takes off, and it's a 20-yard run. That's putting on a clinic.
Yeah, nice win for the Mavs tonight as they win 47-32. Again, next week, Southside will be back home at Jim Rowland Stadium as they take on the Wynn Yellow Jackets. And Terrell, appreciate you coming out tonight. Appreciate your insights on everything on the ball game tonight. You got any final thoughts on what you've seen tonight?
Keith, man, I just want to tell you thank you, man. This brings back a lot of memories for me, and hope we get to do it again.
Oh yeah.
And number 2, walking off the field, we got to tell that guy good job. That's where we need that sideline reporter, you know what I mean? Talk to some of those guys making plays down there.
Well, that's in the works, and we've got a lot of special things going on here with Maverick TV. Going to have the football games this year, going to have some basketball games, maybe a couple of baseball games, really kind of trying to expand it out there, and it's kind of a new birth thing going on right now.
I guess if there's anything good to come out of COVID, it's like you actually get to see the game.
Well, that's what we were talking about last week at the Northside game. It was so strange coming out there, all wearing masks coming up there, and it's, we're blessed to be able to come out here and get to do what we get to do and get to see these kids grow. And this little team here, I think, they've had a couple of major setbacks here early, but I think overall they're going to get better, and they're going to get Colby Brandon back here in another week or two, and this team.
They got some playmakers coming back in the next couple of weeks.
It's going to be one of those seasons that I think they're going to get better as the year goes on, but also the competition is going to get better. So it's going to be an interesting year for Maverick football. Again, Southside will play next week as they take on the Win Yellow Jackets at 7 o'clock. We'll be on the air probably somewhere around 6:50 next week. Check us out on Maverick TV. Appreciate everybody watching tonight. Want everybody to have a great weekend. And go Mavs!